Hey guys, it is Ryan and Loft Manager Richard, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Wow, it's the Monday Night Family Show, and I'm saying Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Well, hey, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions is why we're here because you know what? I put the Feathers Elite Pigeon auction video on because I looked at it. Not only do I have 42 years of flying pigeons, but I have met some of the greatest, and so have you, pigeon flyers in the world. And you know what? I've met them. I've talked to them. Not one time, not two times. Some of them 10, 15 times. Dinners with them, drinks with them in their loft, socializing. And you want to know what? I've went to the Pigeon Racing University. The best of the best. I think that's why maybe I started it with this. Tracy says hello. Michael Peebler says hello. And David Tracy says hello. Say hi.
Hey there.
Hey. I like the blue shirt. Looks good. I'm not used to you in blue, but you're looking good. We're going to have a good show tonight. We got some interesting stuff that we are going to show you. The last few weeks we've kind of been all over the place, but it's kind of like that's sometimes that happens. You got to kind of get off track to get on track. But reminder, guys, this show works best when you all participate. One Lot birds are doing real good. They really are. Today you brought in some birds. We had breakfast and the birds were out. You brought in a group of them to handle. Wow, they really, really look good. We got up this morning. You had them out. They're flying good. They're feeling good. Health is real nice. As Fabio said, sometimes it's just the simple things, eh?
Well, you never know. They look good today. We don't know what they're going to be tomorrow, you know? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I just hope that we're not in echo mode.
I know Henry Ratter said he was trying to watch the show. He watched the shows and it goes into this. You can see it right now. It's kind of a, what do they call that? Freezing?
It's a buffer.
Buffer.
And I've never had this here. Last year we didn't have this problem like this. Our cell phones won't answer anymore here.
Is yours the same way?
Mine's the same. We were talking to Fabio tonight. I moved to that part of the kitchen. He said I can't hear you.
Right.
I moved to this part. I can't hear you. I don't understand. There's something here now in this area. Not good. Brian Mansker says hello. This show works good, guys. Saying hello, good evening. If you have pigeon questions, let me know. We're right now at around 60 birds in the one loft. We're gonna hit about 150, which is nice. Gonna be a fun little group. So far, so good. Tracy says. If you could, fix that animal for me. We're gonna get to. We got some videos for you. There's no echo. I just want to make sure. Again, guys, Italian, the Milan's Best Pigeon, one loft race. Check that out. Great video. He's at the fifth stage of his race, fifth race. He's dropping pigeons, but the races are real pigeon races, and I like to see that. This is definitely a race I'd be interested in getting into. And if you guys want to go to Italy, go to Milan. You're going to love it. I can find you breeders in Europe that will send birds to this race. Very good race. Well done. But I do have some videos, and I don't know what's the first video to start with. But let's see what the people say. James, good evening from 19 Cap Good. How is the hotel the hole next door? Says Mike Vandriak. Ricky, the hole next door, for people that don't know, the hole next door is how deep?
Exactly the same. It's 22 feet deep, and the whole backyard next door is tore right up. Mike trying to get some response from the insurance people from my neighbor. They're not calling me. They're sleeping. It's like, I don't know what. It's really not very good. I got a pair of kingfishers in there nesting now. That's about the best I can see right now. So, not very good.
Not very good. Well, I'm going to post up a video. What the hell? I'm going to post one up. So, we've got, I'm just looking to see which one's the right one. There's the right one. There's the wrong one. I'm going to do this first one here. Let's see. Let's hope it's the right one. And no, that's not the one I wanted to pull. Well, it's okay.
You gotta excuse me.
Individual, I don't know why the dog wasn't taken up, but individual breeding section here. That's a single raised youngster. You guys can see here. I put the nest bowls on top. I can put the nest bowls in the bottom. I make it a nice cozy spot. Very easy. And this is how I teach them at this age here to eat with the parents. Okay? There it is. The feed. The drinker. The feeder. There it is. Watch this youngster. I put the feed in. They left a little barley. They get a little bit less feed. They're getting a molting mix. Okay, there's the youngster. Very, very healthy. 10 out of 10. Single raised. One egg didn't hatch. These little cubbies are fantastic to make. Now, you see how I have it set up? Look at this. Pairs have room to move. Fly to the ground, fly up. I don't feed them every time like this. Only when the youngsters are that size until they're going down to the floor. This is why the parents do all the work. Watch. Watch the parents here. Parents know it's time to eat. Let's watch the students. The parents doing their job. Now, if I have the feeder on the floor, the youngster does not see the parents eating. But now watch. Gets out of the nest on its own. Kind of wakes up. Oh, look at interested. Oh, picks up a piece of corn. Starts to communicate. The drinker, the feeder, the parents, everything is concentrated. The child is in school. And until the baby, once the baby I see flies down to the ground, that gets removed because it has to go to the next spot to eat and drink. And I will show you that. But you'll see here, these sections here are 3 feet wide. They're about 6.5 feet tall, and they're 5 feet deep. The feeders are all behind me up on the ceiling, so the pairs have to fly up and down to move around. But you see now the baby feeding. You put her upstairs, please. The second part of, that's one part of the video. What do you guys think? Not saying that this is the right way. Not saying at all that this is the right way. This is just something that I've been working with, and I see how it is. What do you guys think? I've weaned youngsters at this age here, and now I'm trying a new way. I've tried it now for 2 seasons. I like how this is working. To me, it works very, very nice, very simple. Now, you ask me, how do the pairs eat normally? In this, you're going to see older youngsters that are ready to wean off. But this is where the pairs eat. Everybody eats up on the top, so you can see the size of this. Pigeons eat up on the ledge. They all have to come up. The youngsters got to come up. I let everything eat. They see the cocks flying down to the spots. Up, back, up, back. There's a youngster there with the cockbird. But everything's the same. All the pairs are eating at the same time. These birds get feed in front of them. They get measured feed, even feeding youngsters. It's measured out. I measured it pretty good, so there's just a little bit of what they don't like left. And there you see it. There's a youngster. He's ready to wean off. Look at how nice and strong and healthy. Again, I wanted to show you that. So they originally start back to this again, teaching them from when they're babies. The parents teach them, and then we move it up. What are your guys' thoughts? What do you guys do? David Tracy, Michael Peevola. That's an awesome setup. Stephen Collins says, good evening. Henry Ratter says, good evening, Pioneer Clan. Nice to see you. Smart setup. Rosedale, we need your birds. Henry's going to beat you. Henry's coming tomorrow to drop off his team. I think after Henry and Rosedale, we will be almost at 80 pigeons. Will from New Jersey says, that's an awesome setup. Guys, we try to make the setup easy for us, good for the pigeons. And I will tell you, I can film this pigeon that you're seeing here tomorrow and the next day. You don't ask the parents anymore. Just goes and eats. I like the plywood instead of most lofts use chipboard. Yes, I agree. Plywood is better. Chipboard, you can't clean it. Chipboard has glue.
Chipboard's garbage.
Is garbage.
But it's a lot cheaper, but it's garbage.
Right. That's right. It's garbage. Now, and again, they learn to eat there, and I'm going to show it again. This is the finished product. When the youngsters get weaned, they are with the parents.
This is one of our breeding centers right here.
Yeah.
By the way, this is one of our breeding centers.
Right. And you see the youngsters, they have to fly up. They have to put their heads through, eat in the feeder, drink through this. They follow the parents. Installing, thinking. It's like a computer. You install a disk, the pigeons learn. Pigeons got to go back and forth. When they're doing this good, you wean them. They wean very, very successfully. But you see, all the pairs are along here. It's time to eat. Even with youngsters, it's family meal. We're all eating. I feed them enough. When they leave, it's always the feed they sort of don't like, but there it is. Now, let's get back to the comments. I will post up us. We'll keep talking. There we are. Oh, Ricky in the blue. Okay, let's get to the comments and see what people think. Most people do not have that kind of room, but I do think it's great. Now, I see people breeding pigeons in individual cages, okay, like this. And that is a feel good for you. The breeding, the pairs, listen, the pigeons absolutely hate it. I want you to go on an airplane and I want you to fly for just 7 hours in an airplane. And by the way, I don't want you to do it in the commercial seats where everyone sits. I want you to do it in the first class seats at 7 hours. You're already fed up and ready to get out. Small doesn't breed success healthy youngsters. The pigeons have to be able to go up.
You have those pigeons and those units, and just open the door and let that pigeon out into the hallway, wherever it is. The first thing it does, it has a huge crap. They hold their crap in a breeding box like that. You say, well, yeah, I bred 4 pairs like that, but you're torturing your old birds. They're not comfortable. They can't move. Big thing is movement. They cannot move.
Okay.
And, I've known people, they spend a lot of money on pigeons and they put them in a hamster cage and try and breed in a hamster cage. I've seen it.
Prime example. Have sex in a car. How much fun is it? Simple.
That's it.
Now, if you use common sense.
It depends on the size of the car.
Right.
Like a Volkswagen Beetle.
Or a limo. A limo will be okay.
I've tried it.
Hold on.
I've tried it in Beetles.
I don't need to
even
go.
Limousines, I've even tried it.
The punchline was already done.
Well, I know what you're saying.
Back
but I know. There's no punchline, my friend. Don't touch
Hold on. Mom, could you go down to the bathroom, please? I need you to get what he uses in his hair and bring it up, because that's tonight's special sponsor. Before we get into the special sponsor, which you guys have to wait and see.
But you got a good point
there. No.
You can't. Yeah,
okay.
You can't.
Yeah,
it's like saying.
But the point of this is, and Brian asked, how many sections are there? They're 3 feet wide, 5 feet deep. They're 7.5 feet high. There is 16 of those. I have 32 of those built. Individual breeding. They all got their own drinkers. They all got their own feeders. Everything's measured. In those feed cups, you can put that much feed in. You can put a lot of feed. You can load it up. And all you get are a bunch of pigs. The water, you can put bigger drinkers, but the water's not fresh. You still have to do a proper job. But if you give the pigeons in the individual breeding pens a nice pen, proper movement, and you see they can go from the ground to their box, from their box up to the feeder. The pigeon, to eat, he must move. He must move. I can't imagine, but leaving a hen, and I'm going to use this, leaving a hen in a cage or a basket, and yes, she drops eggs. I know a pigeon must have to move to set up the egg to lay it properly, must have to get some exercise to lay it properly, must have the right movements to lay everything properly. And I think people, and I'm watching, they have these little cages, and I see it, and they feel it's real nice, or a box that's this big and this deep, okay, and this deep, and they're breeding them in them.
He's got it in his garage up in the corner.
Got in his garage, no sunlight, no bath, no nothing.
Very
You want to know what?
Yeah,
the quality is garbage. Now, we've bred close to 100 youngsters in our individual breeding pens. What would you say the health and the quality that's come out of them? We're not saying the bird's at perfect 10. We're not saying that. The health and the quality, what have you noticed in them? What do you think?
Well, Ryan, those youngsters are actually they already have muscle. And when they already have muscle at that point, something's got to be right. Okay? They're not some, I hate to say it, spongy feeling, tubby shit, heavy shit in the hands. They already have muscle, and that's because they worked in there. They fly up. The health is perfect, just perfect. No. You should have brought some youngsters over today just to show.
Now, hold on. Those youngsters, they learn from the parents to eat. They learn to go up and eat. They're still stupid. I hate to say it. They're still young pigeons. So now you say, well, what does that mean? They're still stupid. Watch. I weaned the pigeons. They've been weaned into a new section, which I didn't show you the section, but they're weaned. After about 3 weeks, now we go to the camp. We're going to install, we're going to a one loft race. We're going there now to play with the big kids. What are we doing? These pigeons have been in the crate 1 week. 1 week. A regular shipping crate. This here will cost you between $150 and $300. What do you mean? They've been in there a week? Yes. What we teach them now, they never forget. They don't forget it. Unfortunately, pigeons have this in them. Train them to succeed. This doesn't mean we win races. What does this mean? We train them to succeed. We train them to figure out the problem. And this gets them one step closer to winning. But this doesn't mean they can win. It brings them closer. Now, in one loft races, 100% of the one loft races will not feed them in the trailer. It will not be done. So why are we doing this? We're doing this to teach them.
That's 100% right.
Look, I only have that big of a feeder. They all have to get in and they all have to push. They all have to dig like you're waiting in line to go to KFC. Let's look. The squeaky wheels are getting the grease.
I know. I've taken our trailer up, and when you just go to put water in, a certain amount of birds run up and get a drink of water. But I'm telling you, more than half, 3/4 of them, they just sit back and they don't know what in the heck is going on. They but they don't realize, better get a drink of water because I'm going to be going out of this place and I'm going to be hitting a headwind. It's going to be 80 degrees or whatever temperature, very warm temperatures. You know, and then what happens is they learn to find a stream or a swimming pool or a bird bath on the way down. Right?
That's right.
Yep.
And what you're seeing in this video here, you don't need this for a one-loft race, but you're installing them to use the stuff between their ears. And once you program this, then you are okay.
And you see they're eating a fair bit of corn in there. So they accept that. I seen birds coming in and they're fed all that canary seed or whatever the heck it is. They look at corn and they go, "What? I'm not eating corn. I don't eat that. I eat only steak or lobster. That's all I eat is steak and lobster. Don't give me that shit." Well, what do you see on these trailers going up the road? You say, "Well, you got any feed in the back of that trailer for the birds in case you're held over?" "Yeah, we got 4 bags of corn."
Hey,
that's it.
Let me ask you another question. Let's have dinner. Lobster, chicken wings, pizza, vegetables. Nobody's going to take the vegetables. So, you feed the pigeons with a big feed cup like this for them to eat out of. Fill it up. They're only going to eat what they like. I want them to eat everything. The corn, the wheat, the barley, the pellets, the molting mix. They got to eat it all to get it into the system. Now, Brian, we got some comments. What do you think about light system on till 9 p.m. daily? I think the darkening is the best system. Darkening's the best. If your loft's ventilated right, darkening's the best. If your lighting system, you want to do the lighting system, great. But if your ventilation is no good, it doesn't work. ABC Loft says best motivation to get young pigeons to fly home fast. Young pigeons, there's only one brake, one brake pedal on the pigeons to make them fast. That's the feed. If you don't control the feed, it don't work for you. Feed on young pigeons. You can't motivate the young pigeons with sex. It's all about feed. Combe Van Zorn says good system. What races are they going to? Those pigeons there, they're not going to any race. We're installing intelligence into them.
You know, and I really don't like to see young pigeons not respecting food at the table. And that's what you have to install into them. It's like in your own household. I don't know if you have kids and you never say, "Come to the table, it's time to eat supper." It's just like, right? They got no respect.
Let me ask you a question. When we have dinner here, when I was little, and Mom made peaches and noodles, asparagus, green peas, make a plate. Did I say I don't eat this? I want chicken fingers? No. This is what Mom made. This is what you're eating. Right. This is it. So people are buying these big bags of feed. It's beautiful. And I watch people waste the whole feed. The pigeons only want to eat the safflower. The pigeons only want to eat the kaffir corn. They don't want to eat the corn. They don't want to eat the peas. They don't want to eat the wheat. They don't want it. They don't want it. They don't want it. That's a you problem of overfeeding. Now, Jeff Ling says, I teach mine to eat big grains first. Sure. Big corn, barley, wheat. Feed them that. Feed them peas, straight. Whatever you want. Small seed, they learn like this. Big seed, once you install it in them, they eat it. You need the corn to go to the distance. And if they don't like corn as youngsters, they don't like it when they're older. Another video. We fed them. Those birds, they're in the basket there since yesterday's feeding. Tonight they were fed at 5 o'clock. We sat in the basket all day. No feed, no water. Boy, that's cruel. No. All they're doing is just sitting there. They eat their dinner. They have 15 minutes, all those pigeons. And you could see they packed in the feed. Then what do? We install the water. Now, before all these pigeons were put into this basket, they had a respiratory vaccine. They had each a drop of yellow drops into the mouth. Look at the drinker. Yellow drops here again. And you watch. They've had their dinner. I give them 2 shots of yellow drops here in the water. We're going to mix it. And watch the pigeons. And that crate there, I cleaned it out 3 days ago. Leave the droppings in. We just watch. Now, I am not saying that this is the right way or the wrong way. What I am saying is it gives you options to make your own decision. Look, they can't even reach the water. I got it too far away. Look at the blue bar. Isn't he a smart one? Why is he the first one? I don't put the drinker all the way across. I put the drinker just so they get to it. Small drinker. I want them to bump, push, dig. We're installing when they get to the final race at 300 miles. And it's the first time the transporter has that feeling of guilt. I better give them water. It's pretty damn hot. These pigeons, they know how to find the water.
And if they're properly watered every time at liberation, every time, those birds know what's coming. Take a drink of water. But if they're not watered every time before liberation, the birds that I've trained like this, they'll wait for it. But the other birds, if the person only waters them once or twice before liberation, those pigeons don't know. So you hope the liberator waters them.
We always think of the positivity.
Right.
Now, W.F. Sweely, he says, we're missing a very good point here. We're also training the pigeons if you race them in a club or a combine to take a drink. 100%.
That's what we're talking about. And whoever's driving the truck, whoever, Mr. or Mrs., if they say, oh, it's only 100 miles, I don't have to water them. Hell with it. It's cool today. I don't hell with it. They're screwing around.
And
They're screwing the birds around.
The other thing is, I know I worked with a one-loft race, and it was 300 miles. We took the birds, and it was the first time they were given water in the truck. He got about 30 birds home on the day, and when we watered them, we seen about 40 or 50 take a drink out of about 400.
Yeah.
And we were going, this is mind-boggling. The pigeons couldn't figure it out. And you know what? I can blame the one loft guy that ran it. I could blame him. But you know who there really was to blame?
They should have been trained before they went to that one loft.
Install it into them.
100%.
God, Ricky.
Jumping catfish.
So, there's a few little things that you see. I got another video here we can show.
It's the same thing as if you have a child. You like to train the child to eat with a knife and a fork. You don't just friggin' let the child go, and when he's 18 years old, he's still picking food up with his fingers in the dish, It's kind of embarrassing, Maybe that's the right way to eat, but most of us in the world, we eat with a knife and a fork. And this is the same thing, right?
That's right. Here, I got another video here. I keep the boxes as clean as I can. The nest bowls there, they get some shit on them. That's from the earlier round. Okay? I take this off. These are youngsters that got to be banded. The droppings, look at them sticking to the side, how nice they are. Nice. Babies are very healthy. They're going to get banded tomorrow. I keep it clean. I keep it nice and dry. They get scraped once a day.
If it's not dry, you're going to find out you're going to have mite problems. Right. They grow in there.
Right. Now,
at a certain time of year, when it's a little
look,
bit humid.
A little bit of parasite right on the back. Yeah. Boom. It's perfect. It goes on. Now, the hen's going to still climb on. She's getting it. Look, dab it on the top of the baby. Now, if you don't want to do that, what was that, 2 drops? You're checking the strength of the youngsters. You're feeling the youngsters, how strong they are. Right on the back, underneath, on the belly. It goes in the nest bowl. There's no problems for any mice, lice, anything.
Very simple. Have a bit of dust powder. Put it in the bowl underneath the youngsters.
The same way.
Yeah.
And again, you see these little boxes here. They're movable. You can move them to the left. You can move them to the right. I think for an investment, they're cheap little boxes that you can make with plywood, and you will enjoy them. Hopefully, we're still on. We got some birds that we did want to show tonight for our one Loft race.
Yes, we did, Ryan.
And we will show them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pulling up what's going on. Also, hey guys, I do want to mention Alfred from Combe Van Zoren. He is one of the breeders that will be on our Pigeon Boss tour coming in November. He is one of these guys right here for $4,500 Canadian. It is peanuts for the education you are going to get on this. You are going to not only meet some of Belgium and Holland's best pigeon flyers, from the very smallest lofts to a more commercial loft that's getting winning results. Alfred is one of those gentlemen that you are going to meet. Alfred and Art, you're going to meet them. You're going to get to go to their loft. You're going to get to handle their pigeons. You're going to see what a small little loft in Holland looks like. We are not knocking that. We are telling you that's super quality. Guys, another reminder, Combe Van Zoren, 50% of the Florida Pigeon Derby, the pigeon that won $106,000, came from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, bred by Van Zoren. You are going to get to meet this gentleman. He's a Chateauroux national winner. He's an Olympiad all-around winner with Olympic Henny. You're going to get to meet him. That's just one breeder. If you went on that trip for $4,500 to meet one breeder,
worth it.
You would win. You would win, but you're going to meet about 10 breeders. So I tell you, if you are interested, book in now. We've only got 4 spots available. I think we've got 2 spots already sold. So get involved. That's a dream of mine, the way you have it set up. You can set this up. Now just shut it up. Shut it up. I don't know, Alfred. That didn't make sense. Now just set. I think he means set it up. Anyways.
No, I think he said no. Just set it up.
SHUT. Shut it up. But I don't think I'm not. I think there's something wrong with the typing. That's a dream setup. Yeah, it is a dream setup. We try to set it up again. Not only good for us, but good for the youngsters in the development. Also, I haven't showed you how we bathe them in there. I'm going to show you this. Pigeons in an individual breeding pen. No matter what the pen is, if you don't have an aviary to go outside, I'm very lucky. That loft faces the south. It's sun from morning till night. But there's no aviaries. We have to create that for them, and I will show that. I'll show that next week. Also came in dust under, cinnamon dust under everywhere the breeding. So there, someone's using cinnamon in the nest bowls. It gets rid of the lice and the mites. Now I did want to ask you if you wanted to bring in, maybe grab the basket. We're going to show a couple of Tracy Lyons entries to our one Loft race. I got to say thank you to Tracy. She has collected the pigeons from the Americans. Done a great job. And I thought I would show her pigeons tonight, just because she helped out. And we're going to get to showing everyone's pigeons. So if your pigeons didn't get shown this week, Next week's Monday night show, we're going to show the pigeons. But I did want to show them. Great condition. Feel good. Smart. What else do I got here to show? Do you want to grab them, Ricky? Ricky's going to go out and grab them. What am I going to post up here? Let me pull this down. You see, there's a youngster ready to come out. Now, I just added this box. This pair made a nest on the floor. Their fourth round, I let them go on the floor, and I added the teepee. Now, the babies are just getting ready to band, and this cock, there's the feeders. He's already talking about, let's go here. And these feed cups, as I said, let's see if I show them. I can't remember if I showed them. Hold on. These feed cups, big, deep. You can put enough feed here. You can put too much feed. Put what they need. Put what they need. Don't fill them to the top. Make them dig. But look at the cock. Look at the cock going into the box, calling the hen, calling the hen, calling the hen. You see it there in black and white. There's the youngster ready to be weaned. Big time. But we've installed them to go up, down, and the cock is doing his job. Yes, they made a nest on the floor. That's fine. This is going to be the fourth or the fifth round from this pair. And look, there's my measurement. That's it. That's it. Simple. It does 4 birds. There's 3 in there. It does 4. That round they only had 1 hatch. But these little teepee boxes I made, they work great in the individual pens. I've put them on the floor when I want them to go mate on the floor. I move it around, and I like to move them around just to keep everything fresh. Put the box here, they have a round. When the babies are banded, I take the box and put one down on the ground. Bang, they go in there. I take the box, I put it back up on the top. They go in there. I move the box over, they go in there. I'll put the nest bowl on top. They go in there. Stimulation. But again, take from it what you want. I'm just trying to help you. I want to see people breed successfully. Breeding season's almost over, isn't it? Try building yourself an individual breeding pen. You don't have to have a big setup, but make it comfortable. See what happens. Alfred, this is the gentleman that you guys get to meet from Combination Van Zoren. That makes me shy. We are normal pigeon fanciers with a lot of luck. Oh, yes, you are normal pigeon fanciers. You put your pants on and your shirt on just like everyone. You make your luck. You work hard. You invest in your pigeons. You have a small team and you work them hard. You call at a high level. You make your luck. Michael Peebler says, great job. And guys, that loft there is not to show off. Nothing like this. No. That loft is to show you some things for you to improve on or for you to take. Maybe not improve is the wrong word. That's insulting. But for you to take and use for your breeding. Michael Peebler says, see that your block with wood on each nest so they don't bother each other. Yes. I had it with blocks with a plywood on each side. If you don't put the plywood, it's a little bit too much. Sometimes the hen will switch. But if you have, just so they see a little bit, the cocks and the hens, they stay very good. Oh boy, you brought the prettiest one first. Tracy, if you are watching, here you go.
Very nice pigeon,
Tracy. Tracy bred a nice one.
Yeah, very nice pigeon.
This is the 175. I'm just going to move my drink.
Tracy, I don't know how you did it. You got one side blue bar and one side white. Incredible.
Yeah, you see the blue side. Again, a little bit longer pigeon. Nice.
Nice.
Look at this. Look at this side. completely white.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And we'll show the wing. Look.
It's on its second flight, I see.
Yeah, on its second flight.
Yeah. It's ready to kick the third. There, it just kicked it.
Kicked it there. Again, eating, drinking, feeling good. Nice looking bird, says Henry. Absolutely. But there you see it. We'll show you a few more of yours, Tracy. And again, guys, Tracy is collecting birds for us. We are going to extend our race till the end of June. So you have time to bring your pigeons. We're racing at the beginning of October. We have more than enough time on a natural system. The birds are breaking. The birds are feeling good. The birds...
You mean the receiving
yeah.
part? Yeah.
Breaking the birds, receiving at the end of June. The end of June. So Tracy's going to be accepting a little bit longer, and she's okay with that. Nice bird. Will, you got to get a team of birds here. If you are looking for a team of birds, let us know. I will get you a team of birds. Guys, you don't have to have pigeons to participate. There's your flight feather. Tracy, we'll grab another one here for you, just so you guys can see the health and the condition of the pigeons. I will say, Tracy, it was nice that you got them here nice and early.
Nice to see that Tracy does have some variety.
Oh yeah, I think this one's my favorite.
Nice little checker.
Here's a beautiful one, another one from Tracy. This is the 166. Real nice. Hey, Ricky, put the bigger lights on. I just want to see if it looks a bit better.
You mean the brighter lights?
The brighter lights, yeah. Again, on its second flight, Tracy was so lucky to get them here real early. We had a way of getting them in. She had them ready, and away we go. You see, super nice condition.
Nice white wattle.
Birds are out.
It's on its second flight as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Second there, and
on both wings.
Both wings, same condition. And again, it's a big responsibility to take birds in, and I think Tracy did a great job. But you know what's so great? She asked me before I asked her, if you need someone to help you bring birds in, positive, eh? Looks like Tracy has the master art of breeding. You know what I will say? In all those individual breeding pens, it's a mastered setup, isn't it? Yeah, bring another one. You still breed pigeons that need to go into the bin.
Oh, 100%.
Okay? I look there. I give everyone the same opportunities. Today I had a youngster. I just looked and I say, this one's got to go. He's already going to the feeder and going back. Going to the feeder, going back. Feathers are a little too ruffled. In his box, it's the only box there's a little bit of wet droppings. This one's got to go. That pair, bred 3 rounds before, perfect. Sometimes you gotta, sometimes you have to say, hey, this one's not right. This one must be gone. Tracy, she bred nice pigeons here. She might have the winner here. She might have a bunch of good-looking pigeons here. We don't know. This is where time tells. So, hey guys, if you see this and you say, oh, I can't beat her. No, no, no. The race has started, but we're not close to where we got to go.
What a nice pigeon.
Jesus, boy,
Look
this is a nice one.
This thing.
They should have got Tracy.
Incredible.
I should have got Tracy to breed from us. Here we go, Tracy again. I had a rough start though. Well, hey, it's not easy. This is the 169. And again, I will say, Tracy, I see where you got your pigeons from. The buoyancy in the pigeons, they're pop cans with wings. That's a super compliment, or a beer can with wings. Again, on an empty beer can. If you got a full one, it's not a full one is not bad, but they have to be full and buoyant. That's a very hard feeling to feel. Boy, they're all dropping their seconds. This one here is going to go tomorrow morning. So there's the second flight. Ryan, are all those birds in the pens American or European? All those birds in the pens. Those birds there, are those all Europeans? Those are just stock birds. But there you see the wings. This is almost like a grizzle, eh? Like it's got grizzling in the. See the grizzling here?
Yeah.
You used to see those in the Van Reeks the odd time. I don't know.
That's got a real nice wing on it. Super buoyant.
Super nice. And see even the white tips on those.
On the tips. Yeah.
But again, feather quality, super balance.
The body molt on that one's has quite a bit of body molt at this point.
Well, yeah, it's coming in now to the molt timing.
This pigeon here in another month will be amazing.
Yeah.
And when they're molting like this, it's hard on the bird as well.
That's right.
Knock a very nice bird, Tracy. If you're watching, I think that's a nice one.
Beautiful.
I think.
And again, to the people that are in our race, you're going to get to see your birds. So don't say today's Tracy's our favorite. Tracy, they could all hit a wire tomorrow. We're going to show every week somebody's birds. Maybe we show everyone's birds one night. Next week we might show Mike's birds. We're going to show Carlos's birds. We're going to show Mark's birds. If you participate, we're going to show the birds. I had a rough start. Michael Peevler, but you're enjoying the hell out of it. Congrats. Sure. We enjoy what we do. I love flying pigeons. Those pigeons that you've seen in those baskets there, I'd love to be able to participate and fly in a combine with them. My luck, they're hawk food. Yeah, you never know. They could be hawk food. But in the same token, there's always somebody that's going to win. And when it's your time, you win, and that's it. We got another one here, Tracy's.
Super nice pigeon.
Oh, geez, this one's real nice.
Very nice pigeon. I think Tracy, I think she sent all hands.
Here you go, Carlos. Texera, how are you? You know what? Next week let's show Carlos's birds. The 168, Tracy.
I think Tracy's been on the shows quite a bit, and I think she's been listening. It seems like they're all hands.
You know what they say, when you go to battle with young pigeons.
If Tracy's on, I think you had a good move there.
Second flight again.
Second flight again. How are the coverts on it?
Oh, they're okay. Starting to go. Second flight, both all the way, the same way.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't realize when pigeons are on both wings the same way, they're in perfect health.
Yeah.
Again, nice muscles, soft, silky. And you know what I like? I feel European pigeons. I feel sport pigeons. Pigeons that can go to work. They're not holding any excess weight.
I find the wings on those are amazing on her birds. They're amazing.
The forearms are all nice. Some are real tight, some are medium tight. There's no sloppy arms. But there you see. There's another one. Hey, nice pigeons.
Yeah.
And the group of pigeons that we got in. Hey, I look out there today. They're playing with the droppers. They're up on the board. They're moving back. They're moving forth. Do you know what I see? Healthy, happy pigeons. Happy pigeons, they become smarter because they're happy to be there. It's like going on vacation. You go to a nice resort, you're having a good time, you like to be there. If you go to a place where there's cockroaches crawling on the walls and the food is microwave dinners, the drinks have no ice, you're not having a good time. You don't want to stay. You want to get out of there. I just wanted to pull up, see if I have another video here. I got another one for you. And I'm going to post this up so you guys can see. So, guys, this is how I set the boxes up. You can see you can turn these any which way. They get scraped every day, every second day. It depends. Some days I take it off. I can leave it without the perch. I can take away that little cubby hole. But as Verstrata says, pigeons like to be in dark places. It's cozy. See, I put a little bit of louse powder down. I put a nest bowl down with a nest felt. I put a little bit of louse powder in that.
They love to be in a dark, cozy spot. You can ask yourself the question.
Look, and I put this, and I always turn it. I always turn it so the birds don't see me. They go into the cubby to this side.
Yeah.
They go in. Now, they're in their little dark spot. They're in their little cozy getaway. And you see the height of this? It's about the height of your pinky to your thumb standing up. The pairs will go in. You have babies. You can take this off to clean it. You can turn it. You can do all this. And the great thing is, when you get the second round, all you do is you take this bowl, add another bowl on top, and the pair goes to the next bowl. Very simple. Anyways, Ricky, you're back with another one from Tracy.
Tracy's got a variety.
Jesus, she got a red one.
Wow.
Here we go.
Tracy likes this one. I know that for sure. She wouldn't have sent it otherwise.
There you go, Tracy. A little bit of war paint on this one. The red war paint. Looks to be a cock.
Where is it on the second again?
The second flight again.
Yeah, they're all right there. Yeah.
Again, a little different in the hands than the blues, but still very, very nice. Very intelligent. Super healthy. Waddles, chalky white. And you know the nice thing? Tracy's ahead of the 8-ball. Grab me a napkin there.
Well, we're going to use that for the Dippity Doo show.
For your hair.
Yeah. Here you go, my friend. You know, if Tracy's on, let us know how you managed to choose the birds you sent.
Well, there you have it. There's another one.
Very curious bird, eh?
Yeah, smart pigeons. Looking around, but not stupid. Calm, and never been in the kitchen. Understanding the problem. Next mate to one other one. Nice mate. Next mate to one of the other. Michael Peaver, I don't know what you're saying. Good evening, Carlos. Well, Tracy, you got a couple that people would say are ready for hawk food with the colors, but
I don't believe that story.
neither do I. I think the hawk's going to eat the one that's the slowest on that day. He's going to eat what he likes.
Or it depends how hungry the hawk is.
That is true. The hawk can eat a lot.
Okay, so I think
you got one more for Tracy. Tracy got 6. What do I want to show here? Oh, I got one more video. Let's see. Did I show this one? That's where I feed them there up at the top and cut the holes out. I got grit and feed and water. They go up there. They take a look. They do it on their own. It's warm here today. In that loft there, she's got to be about mid-20s. But you see that cock. You see him. He's got the new throne. I put the new throne in. His hen's on the eggs on the floor. He's calling her right up. Hey, let's have another round of babies. So that'll be their 5th or 6th round.
Well,
but we show it to you.
This, I believe, is a nest mate. Tracy sent a pair of nest mates.
Oh yeah, this is the one. The other one I like.
They were nest mates.
I like the other one just a wee bit better. Oh, what's this number here? Tracy, this is the 167.
That's going to be a cock.
This is the only cock.
Yeah.
Oh, that red might be a cock. I like the hen just a wee bit better. She's a bit tighter in the back, a little bit longer.
This guy's strong in the vents, but they're a little bit open.
Yeah,
very strong in the vents.
They are.
They're open a little bit. But once he starts working, I think he's going to tighten up.
But in here, people say, well, what does this got to feel like? It's got to feel like a bicycle tire. You can just squeeze it a little. You feel it's got that.
Right.
Or another thing is, if you don't, more than a bicycle tire, because a bicycle tire isn't.
It's got to feel like
your forearm.
Yeah.
Flex your forearm and you're feeling the strength.
Or it should feel like an empty beer can. An empty beer can before you crush it. I mean, it's got to have that little bit of...
But there's another one. And again, let's check the flight.
Oh,
First
flight.
Yeah.
Both the same.
Both the same. The left side's up just a little bit more.
And it looks pretty nice underneath.
Yeah, bird's nice underneath.
Nice underneath.
That is a sibling of nestmate to the blue-white. I don't know. You'd have to ask Tracy if it's a sibling to the blue with the white. I don't know.
I believe it's the nestmate to the other checker.
No. This one and that checker, they got to be nestmates. They're the same numbers.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that blue pied that Tracy sent and the red pied, I don't know if they're nestmates.
Oh.
I don't think the numbers are alike, but it doesn't matter. There you see it. Nice looking pigeons. And again, I got to thank Tracy for participating again, and for the people that have participated.
Nice white wattles. Take a look at the white wattle on that.
And you know, I thought to myself, let's fly against 1,400 pigeons, right?
Yeah.
And look at the prize money with 1,400 pigeons. Pigeons that finish 250th, they don't get any money. You got so much competition, right? I figure our race will do 100, 150 pigeons. We're looking at roughly 35,000 in prize money. We pay the top 10% in the final race. You're looking at maybe 5, 6, 10 pigeons making money. The odds are better. The odds are better to make your money here. You're flying against a little less.
And look at the positive. A lot healthier situation.
Yeah, and I do. Listen, guys, flying with 800 and 1,000 pigeons around your loft. Last year we had 600, 600. It was a tough time to get them to fly. Was it my fault? 100%. Cut the flight, screwed it up a bit. It's not easy. It's not easy. I promise you this season, guys, birds are already out. There's 60 birds out here, or 55 birds that are out. They're already doing their thing. Okay? We're going to take them to the end of June. I know you guys are going to say that's late. It's not late. Your birds are making mine look bad. No, they're not. Remember, it's not about today. We don't win today, David. We win at the end. You got to make it to the end. But today, we can say Tracy's the winner. Next week, David Tracy, we're going to show your birds. They're going to say the same thing about your birds. Oh, boy, if I had birds like David Tracy. Teal, good evening. Hey, good evening to the Tar Heel Classic One Loft race. Good evening. Put yourself in. Put a plug in for your race, guys. The Tar Heel One Loft race. Tar Heel, if you're looking for a loft tour, please let me know. You can private message me. Send me an email. info@fepa.ca. We do loft tours. Again, I was so lucky that I got to go to Milan. I went to this one loft race right here. Milan, best pigeon one loft race, and we did a video. Let me take down this comment. We were there. I think it's a great one loft race. One thing I will say about this race, amongst the only race that I consider this race to be close to, is the Pioneer. Because the course, they don't back down from a challenging course. The difference is they don't work the birds as hard. They're extremely honest. And they started with 800 yearlings. After 5 races, they're down to about 150. Their flying speeds from 1200 to 1000. And it's the same course he's flying in the combine. And I will say that this Italian, Luca, he flies a good pigeon. He's got a super pigeon. If you guys are looking for an impact cockbird, that I shouldn't say this, but I guarantee you it's a foundation breeder. You let me know. I know the pigeon that you want from Luca Campanelli. I know the pigeon you want. I want this pigeon. I even got a price on him. He's that good. What are you thinking, Ricky?
Well, I have something else to show.
Okay.
Before I show it, I'd just like to say that when you have your birds out or you have them in the loft, what's going on? You're showing something now?
You can keep talking. Yeah, I'm just showing them how we train them to eat in the baskets. Go ahead.
Watch your birds. You know, see how they look. They look a little humped up. You notice, oh, that one's a little humped up. Or, you know, watch how they act when they fly. They dip it. And you watch. Now, I'm going to show you something today that I watched something, and I mentioned it. We mentioned it a few shows ago. When you're taking the feed out of your bags of feed there, when you're opening the bags, and there's that little bit of what do they call that?
Bag rope.
Bag rope, the stuff they use to close the bags up. And you know, you could pull it and then it comes off, comes all out, the stitching lets go and it comes out, and then you know, you always like to put it in a garbage can or something like that. But then maybe one gets away on you and it's on the floor or something in the feed room, or it blows out the door. And there's something that happened to me today is I got a few older birds out flying with the youngsters, and I'm watching this cock bird walking. He's on the board. Another cock's trying to beat him. Well, he ended up getting the the sewing material, the thread or whatever you call that. And pigeons are real bad for that. If you have a little piece of thread out, a little piece of string out, they'll get that in there and they'll hobble themselves up. Nobody can see me anyway, so it's no sense me demonstrating with my hands. What? Now I wanted to show something. So this you could take off.
Yeah, you can take this off.
And I was watching this other cockbird. He was pounding on this guy because he could see that this pigeon was in trouble. And I'm looking, well, what the hell's going on? And you know, I'll bring this in.
Bring it in, and guys,
You should observe your pigeons.
Right.
And I picked this up.
Right.
Right. My fault. Just to show you.
No, I didn't. I had to go out of town to do some photos. I will get in touch with you. I'll give you a call tomorrow. My apologies. But no, I don't forget. I've got to actually get in touch with about 15 races that have contacted me. Tar Heel. Again, guys, Tar Heel, when are you accepting birds till? what's your prices, what's your entry fee, post it in and I'll post up your link. Just keep it quick and comment or make it in different groups here, because if you put a comment that's too big, it won't all fit. So the same size. How much is an entry fee? When are you taking birds till? How many birds you got in your race? 3 numbers I'm looking for. How's Ricky's baby sat net doing? Actually, it's doing good. I seen it up on the Twisted Sister today. Oh, hey, before you show this, you won't believe this. When I was in Italy, he had 700 birds.
Right.
The birds coming from the race. So the birds were in the aviary, and the cock was going crazy. It's just, boy, that cockbird had what you seen, which you're going to show. But the bird had it on its foot for about 4 months.
Yeah.
Do you want to know what? I showed it. They looked, shit, they seen it too. Like, I guess you couldn't see that many birds. But I picked it up. It took us almost a half hour of surgically, we had to pull, you could see if he left, his toe almost come off. But we're going to show this now.
So this cock here.
Hold on. Hold it there. I'm gonna reverse the camera. Watch this. Hold on.
Is that a good way to do it? Hold on a minute. There you go.
Now look at this. Look how this is tied in.
Yeah, so this guy here, put it on the bird. As you can see, he was hobbled real bad. So he's trying to walk on the board, and being hobbled, he couldn't move right. The other cock noticed it and was going to start pounding him like,
we're going to pound
there's something wrong with him. I'm going to pound him. And there was. I seen it. I'm going, what the heck's going on? Sure as heck.
And if you see this still is very easy to move. All this does is get tighter and tighter and tighter.
Take a look here on this toe. It's right around the toe. So maybe what we could do is look at this. Look at this foot here.
It's surgically. It needs surgery.
And that's the what do you call it? Thread or whatever, rope from a bag of
pigeon feed.
Of feed that got away on me. And see what I can do here. Grab those scissors behind me, can you? Now these are Henkel scissors, by the way. The best scissors they use in Germany. Or maybe if Mike's there, he can find out really where they use them.
Let's see here. Oh, that one should come over, which it did. Hold on.
You know what? Open that toe up.
There we go. One side's done. And this pigeon here, he lived like this. Oh, he get tighter.
Eventually,
he's on nubs.
He may lose his feet. They just choke him right up.
Right in here. There you go. Let's see here. Hold on.
Here, let me go this way.
I'm wondering if we can just roll her up.
Let me just go that way a bit.
Oh, there we go.
Just hold on a minute. There we go. Right on his toe.
There you go.
He's free. But if you don't look at your pigeons when they're out there, like some people don't look. They just, I don't know what they do. They look on the ground. They don't watch their pigeons. You don't notice this. This pigeon here would be in big trouble. Could be in a week's time. Could lose half his feet, half his legs.
All right. Now we're going to talk about Tar Heel. This is something that really irritates me. And this man, it's his first year running a one Loft race. First thing I'm going to say to you is, if you can run one, I need you to get a cigarette and I need you to burn your neck with a cigarette. And if you don't squeak, you'll be tough enough. But I'm going to say to the people who signed up for this, you're not people of your word. I haven't been in this race. I haven't entered this race. But the perch fee is $150 a perch fee. Is that expensive? No. Or $750 for 7 birds. Sounds reasonable. Sounds like an okay price. It's not over the top. It's not under. 531 birds are reserved, and 200 birds are in the loft. He's taking birds till June the 4th. Guys, if you take the time to sign up, please enter the race. If I call you and I say, are you participating? And you say yes to me, then enter the race. If you say no, then I much appreciate that. And I'm going to say, one loft racing is hard enough. When people make promises, 531 birds, I know everyone thinks you're getting rich on this. You're not getting rich on it. By the end of a season, you ask yourself, why am I doing this? I ask myself every year. I love racing pigeons. If I had 10 pigeons, I'd race them here for our one-off race. But Tar Heel Classic, I hope you get your numbers. And I hope the people will respond. And the people that said they were coming and then they don't, hey, send the man one bird. Send the man half a team. But don't sign up. 531 birds, 200 birds entered. You know, we had a guy that won our race last year. He signed up on his own. And because this year we don't have 600 birds, it's not the big Stanley Cup race. There's the name of the Tar Heel. Tar Heel. I keep saying hill. Sorry about that. Tar Heel. I think that's in, where is that? Would that be? That would be in North or South Carolina. I think it's South Carolina. Try it out. He's on. If you guys have questions for him, ask him. I just find it so funny how people say they're going to do something and they don't do it. Those are all people that write checks that don't cash. But hey, what can we say? Tar Heel, you're gonna learn that, and you will also learn in one loft racing. It doesn't matter if they win or they lose. People just drop you like a change feed, drop you like anything. They drop you quick. So don't take that personally, but it is what it is. And you know what? If you only get 200 or you get 300 birds, you make the best that you can make of that. And then people, North Carolina. He's in North Carolina. I thought South Carolina. Well, the only difference between North Carolina and South Carolina is one thing. When you're in South Carolina, you go north. And you're going to be at the Tar Heel. So, what else we got to say? Rope on your pigeon feed bags. Get rid of that because it don't matter. They will tangle themselves up. You can have one string in the loft and watch what happens.
I don't know how in the world they do it, but they do it. They put one foot down, they get the other one, the rope goes around, and they, I don't know how they do it.
It's so amazing. You can see in the city with the wild pigeons, their feet are always mutilated.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad, but hey, it is what it is. What else do we got to say tonight?
That's about it.
Yeah, tonight we had a lot of videos and not a lot of comments. I don't know if we're on YouTube or Facebook. Quiet group tonight. We should have blown a gasket. Was there anything else I wanted to show? Let me just double check. No, I think that was it. Well, you guys kept this easy tonight. Very, very quiet group. What does this say? It's good your birds didn't eat it. Well, I don't think pigeons eat rope. I don't think I've never seen that. I don't think they're that. Well, Mike Vanderyak says, what does Mike write? Now, Mike, see, guys, Mike writes a big thing that I can't fit all the way in. Mike Vanderyak says, Z-Wing JH Henkelets, a German knife maker, Henkel's maker, is one of the largest and old manufacturing of kitchen knives.
That's
right.
He's
talking about the Henkels.
Henkels, yeah. And
Henkels.
The Henkels, actually, at one time I heard there's a pair of brothers that got into this business, and something happened with the relationship, and they split up. I don't know what happened. One brother kept going, and the other one, but they do have a good product. Very nice.
What is your game plan for your new breeding loft? That breeding loft there is for a client. That's it. Like I said, we can't race pigeons because we can't race pigeons anywhere here. And I will say, uh, not to blow a gasket.
Oh, watch out!
Yeah.
What kind of fire you're going to start now? We don't want to hear this shit.
No, I'm not blowing a gasket. But I heard on the weekend a guy up north of us in Omimi, Dave Ramtran.
Seems to be a very nice guy.
He can be a nice guy to some. He can be a bad guy, a great guy, a bum. Who knows? But you know what I know about Dave?
I only meet him a couple times every
and you liked him.
10 years.
Yeah, I like Dave.
Nice.
I like Dave.
I don't know
what I really like about him, he races pigeons. He cannot race in the EOC combine. I don't know what the reason is. I don't know if he killed somebody. I don't know what he did. But I heard he can't race in the EOC combine.
Maybe you got a parking ticket.
Hold on, maybe. But that gentleman,
he loves to fly pigeons, and he does a good job.
Now, he's in his mid-70s, so he doesn't have another 50 years left to do this.
No, he maybe have 30.
Maybe have 30. Maybe.
Maybe 20.
He has nowhere to race the pigeons. Now, last week, I also brought up the guy that made this flyer, the chairman, Samuel Ferreira. Okay?
Chairman, that's
the chairman. He gave himself a small worded name, but it's a big name. Chairman Samuel Ferreira. He's such a lucky pigeon man. He lives in Curtis, Ontario. He can fly in the EOC combine. He can fly in the Up North combine. He can fly in two. But I found out the funniest thing. He's banned from the EOC.
Holy jump.
Hold on. Now, Sam's banned. Dave Ramtran's banned.
From the EOC.
From the EOC. But the difference between Sam and Dave is one thing. Sam lives on the border of both combines. I'd like to see if Sam was up where Dave is. Wonder what he would do. Because when I'm looking at this post here, Sam, you need to be kicked out of both combines. So you feel what Dave and myself feel like.
Should be kicked out of the CU.
Right. No, and I'm not Sam, you're very lucky. I don't think Dave should be kicked out. I don't think Sam should be kicked out. I don't think anybody should be kicked out that wants to participate and you haven't murdered somebody.
Maybe they should come on the show and tell us why they were kicked out. Maybe we don't know why.
We don't know why.
Maybe the pair of them got together.
Can I ask you a question? What in the world could they have done that bad to be kicked out of flying pigeons?
And this guy here, the Sam guy, he's the chairman.
Well, he's a chairman on one combine, chairman operating a race on one side, and the other one they got him kicked out.
Oh.
Now, maybe I heard that all wrong.
Maybe if this Sam Ferreira guy is watching us, please come on.
So we can get his side of the
story. We have a feeling that you were wrongly done by. Like, that's our feeling. You're wrongly done by. Come on and tell us what in the world happened.
Hold on.
Hopefully you're not ashamed.
Look at this. Mike Vandriak. The pigeon sport is dead. It's dying. It's got the worst canker, lung disease of all. Look what Bill Mike Vandriak. Bill Alsett is also banned from the EOC. What I'm not understanding is
what's going on over there. Are they going to lose everybody? And I'll tell you, Sammy Ferreira is his name. And what's his name?
Dave Ramtran.
Ramchan. And us.
And Bill.
Bill, come on, let's get together. Let's burn the barn. No, let's make a new friggin' combine.
But my question is, the only reason this here is written the way this is, and Sam's the chairman. Sam, shame on you. Because you can talk left and you can talk right. Now, why are you kicked out of the EOC? Come on the show and let's talk about it. Because I don't think that's right. And I don't think it's right that you kicked out IF and AU members from this race here.
Well, Sam, there's got to be a reason why you've been kicked out. You must be a real asshole.
Well, we don't know. It's what everyone says.
On, tell us what you're
about.
Why is
Bill? Why is Dave Ramtran? Why are we?
Why are the people that have AU and IF bans not allowed to ship on whatever you're doing?
But at the end of the day, if you don't like Richard, you don't like Sam, you don't like me, you don't like Mike, you don't like Tracy, that's okay. But you need them to fly pigeons against. So you go, you put on a happy face. Hey, maybe one week you tell them, boy, you're not a nice guy. I want to knock your block off. The next week you shake his hand and move on. Pigeon men, 99% of you are all phonies. Y'all talk left and do right. So you know what? I hate to say this. I'm a little disappointed in Sam because he knows what it's like to be kicked out.
Well,
he's so lucky.
Would he be watching the show?
Oh, he'll hear about it. Sam, my number's 416-990-0187. I'd love to have him come on.
We try and do every Monday night a family show, and we'd like to get him on the family. And Dave Ramchan, come on.
Hold on.
Let's go.
So Bill got kicked out. Are you ready?
Okay, no.
He didn't kill anybody. No. He didn't torture animals. He didn't make fun of anyone. Bill got kicked out. And I'm going to read this. Mm-hmm. You're going to hold on to the chair because you will fall off for the silliness.
Are you making this up?
No, Mike said, from what I understand, Mike Vandriak is a part of the OPP, the police that go up and down the roads and keep our country
safe.
A little bit safe. Mike writes this, from what I understand, Bill disagreed. He disagreed. Bill disagreed. Do you like chocolate or vanilla? I don't like chocolate. I like vanilla. Okay. Bill disagreed with the number of birds allowed per crate.
Are we not a free country here? Can we not give an opinion? We are supposed to be a free country. Free. And that's why they kicked him out?
They kicked him out for what? For nothing.
Oh, it's got to be more serious than that.
No. Mike Vandriak, would he lie? He's an OPP. Mike Vandriak swore an oath. There's no lying from Michael Vandriak. If that's what Bill got kicked out from, this sport, you know the Titanic, it's sunk in 2 hours and 14 minutes. Ricky, I'm showing them yellow drops in the water, teaching your youngsters to drink out of a basket.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. That's the truth. That is sad. So I'd like to know, what about the other two fellas, why they got booted out? It's sounds like they have too many people on their truck or something. They want to eliminate people. You know, it's maybe it's the color of their hair or something. You know, maybe they had a little more, too much gray hair, too much natural black hair. You know, maybe that's why they threw it out. Could be the color of their hair.
Here's the best thing. When you pay to be a CU member, you're paying to be part of a union. And the union is supposed to defend you.
What is
So
the CU
how-
doing about
So
this?
how in the world could the CU, the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, how could they allow that to transpire for Bill, for Sam Ferreira, for Dave Ramchan? We're not going to use our name in this. Not going to use ours. There is 3 mistakes. We are 4 mistakes. I'm going to tell you.
More than 4.
Our whole club.
Our whole family.
Yeah.
3 members in our family were unfairly
dismissed.
Unfairly dismissed, and we're going to get back into this shit show.
We're not trying to, but we're saying from the year 1972 when we paid $50, $40, $30 a year to be part of a union. The union didn't defend us. They didn't defend Sam Ferreira. They didn't defend Dave Ramtran. They didn't defend Bill.
Maybe they're going to defend them.
Maybe they're going to. I don't know. I'm not seeing anything. Okay, what does Mike say? I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. Bill was messing around. Well, Bill was messing around. Well, Mike, what I want to say is...
What was he doing?
What I want to know is, Mike...
Maybe we should hear the minutes of the CU in their minute book when they had a meeting over this. Or even the club, or whatever this organization is. They must have had a meeting with a minute book to have a vote whether these people should be dismissed.
All I'm saying is, how bad is anything? That's not even a bad thing, having an opinion. Having an opinion in your band people.
What's his name said...
he was messing around. What does that mean?
He was probably letting the air out of guys' tires in the parking lot.
Maybe he was.
That's what I'm saying.
But what does that have to do with pigeon racing?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows what he was doing?
Will says, I think that's a song, Mike.
I heard it through the grapevine. You know that song?
Oh, Mike just quoted an old song. And Mike, I know, Mike, that you think that's a bit fun. And actually, you know what? Let's put Mike's post back up.
There's another.
No.
Another song.
I want to adjust Mike for a moment.
Okay, Mike, you're on the target right now.
Right. Let's read what Mike's comment was, because I'm not swift enough to pick up on this song. I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. Bill was messing around.
Uh-oh.
You know what I think, Mike? You need to be kicked out of the Niagara and sat on the bench. And then you figure out, Mike, why you got on the bench. And you know what, Mike? When you're on that bench, you'll say, how the hell do I get off of it?
She was messing around.
Yeah. So, Mike, I know it's a fun joke, but for people who enjoy this hobby and want to participate, that's a fun little joke and it's a fun little jab. But you know what, Mike? Grow up. Sorry. Am I right? Do I like to not fly pigeons? You got all those pigeons in the basket. What are they good for? Put them in the dustbin. Can't play with them. Why can't I? Because what did I do wrong? What did Dave Ramtran do wrong? What did Bill do wrong? I think, Mike, for what you just said, you should be kicked out, Mike. I don't want you to be kicked out. But imagine being on the other side of the fence. Isn't it fun? And that's why this sport dies. Because the people in the sport, they just want to eliminate.
Well, I'd like those people to come on and say what in the world really happened.
And I'm sure Sam or Dave or Bill will hear what we said. And I'm not against any of you because you all race pigeons. You're always welcome at the Pioneer. We're always welcome to come over and have a drink. You're always welcome to handle pigeons. We're all welcome to race together. It doesn't mean I have to like you. It means we like the same thing. It's pigeons. But I thought that was funny. I heard that on the weekend of these people that were banned. And I thought to myself,
who's next?
Who's next? Mike, I hope it's you.
No,
so you can feel it. No, you got to feel it to understand it.
You know what it is? It's intimidation. That's what it is. And all the people that are watching this, they can't voice their opinion now because they've made these guys black sheep. Maybe they're wrong. You know, maybe they were doing stuff. You know,
So
maybe they got caught doing something that was like,
hold on. Master Breeder Marathon. Master Breeder, you need a loft tour, you let me know. Message me. If you have, I have a list of breeders I got to get back to. MB Master MBMR MBMRaces.com. You guys are entertaining. We are. Let me know what your race is, what your entries are, when you're accepting birds. I will give you a plug. Mike Vanderyak throws another one out there. I was banned from Facebook discussion site. That's good, Mike. Hey, Mike, the Facebook discussion site, it don't matter. But I know it's okay. It's okay. I don't want you to be banned, Mike, and I'm not serious about that. But I'm just saying, for people that actually want to fly and have an opinion, they have a problem. Because unless you don't swallow and pretend to like everyone, stab them in the back, pretend, stab them in the back and pretend, and stab them in the back and pretend. You go on in a vicious circle. And I will say, pigeon flyers, they were never athletes. They were never. They were never athletes. They were all children that grew up that couldn't play sports because their sportsmanship is poor. Master Breeder says, Master Breeder Marathon, buy 6 birds for $750. You get the 7th and 8th bird for free. 7th and 8th bird for free, guys. That's in American dollars. Do I think that's a good or a bad price? You know what? We all got to make a living, and you got to have thick skin to do this. I think that's a fair price. Master Breeder, how many birds do you have in, and when are you taking birds till? Let's see what the answer is. But isn't it funny when you take yourself out? Forget us being banned. Forget us. And you start to hear people that are banned.
You hear the same shit.
But you can hear one guy's banned, but he's on the line of the other, and he's allowed in.
He goes, ha ha, I don't give a shit.
Right.
I just go over here and fly. I don't give a shit. Instead of standing up, right? Saying, hey, I'm going to go with Dave Ramtran. I'm going to go with Bill, and we're gonna get this straightened out.
But isn't it?
And maybe we should get together. You guys want to come on over? We'll sit down. We'd like to go against the CU too for doing wrongful dismissal. And the Up North Combine, wrongful dismissal.
But the question
what it is it's like a kangaroo Mickey Mouse shit. That's what it is. It's Mickey Mouse shit, right?
Now don't swear because Facebook takes the money away.
Is word shit?
Yeah.
It's like Mickey Mouse droppings.
That's perfect.
Mickey Mouse droppings.
Master Breeder Marathon says, we also have MBL, our breeding facilities. Okay. We're not worried about the breeding facilities, but okay, if you want me to come, I do a whole tour of everything. Your one loft race, your breeding facilities, we put it all together. I've got more tours coming. Master Breeder says, we have so far 200 birds in our race. You know,
I think Master Breeder feels something good about our show. And I feel he's taking advantage of this show right now.
No.
So we're talking about some other issue.
Right.
About
no.
Three guys that got thrown out.
I'm pulling it in because you want to know why? I want people to have options. Options are good.
Right.
And I'm going to say something.
What are these guys that got thrown out of this organization? What's their option? Dave Ramtran, what's his option now? Has he got an option?
Well, no, because the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, I don't know if they've helped them. Now, I can't say they have or they haven't. I don't know if the up north, the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union has helped Sam Ferrer out. And I don't know if the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union has helped Bill out. Now, I know for a fact we weren't helped. And I know one thing, that history will repeat itself time and time again.
There was a fella up here in Georgia.
We got more comments.
His name's Henry Ratter.
Did the CU help him?
Excuse me. He had an issue with the neighbors. He has 2.5 acres. He lives basically in farmland.
Yes, we're live.
He had a funny, crazy neighbor, right? You got barn plugs flying across the field on the other side of the road. Okay. He had to go to battle for himself. He called the CU up for help. He's a CU member.
Hold on.
And he gave up.
Guys,
yeah.
there is 700 Canadian pigeon fanciers. Let's say there's 800. Let's round her off to 800. Hell, let's round her off to 1,000 pigeon flyers. 1,000 pigeon flyers a year times $50 a member. How much money is in the bank? They could have helped Henry Ratter. They could have helped Dave Sweenley. They could have helped whoever it was to get out of their problem.
They could have helped us.
Because
we called them up.
Because we all put money in. We've been putting money in since 72. And you want to know what? I think the pigeon store should be closed. I think we should get someone out there to help the people instead of a store selling products that nobody's buying and a ban list. And I'll tell you, you buy the racing pigeon bands in Belgium and in Holland, they give you the cards.
The ownership cards.
The ownership cards. We don't even get the ownership cards. I'm going to say MICKEYMOUSE. You know what that spells? The Canadian Racing Pigeon Union. Sorry. Hold on. You want to do a good job? Do the job. Don't give me Mickey Mouse. When I want to go to Mickey Mouse, I go to Disney World and I pay $1,000 for 3 days and I get all the Mickey Mouse I want. Hold on, we got more comments. The show now is starting to gain traction. I'm going to go through this. Rob Wong, welcome, Rob. You watch our shows. Where's your pigeons for our race? Why? Because you like tough races. You talk good, and yeah. I just tuned in tonight. What are we talking about? Being banned? No, we did a whole show before that, Rob. You're going to have to follow the bouncing ball, brother. I'm not going to go back and redo the whole show. We're just talking about what I call people being banned, paying for unions. And you know what? For some reason, the union's taking the money to give somebody in a secretary's job a wage. And they got a store, and they got a bunch of stuff that don't work. Because what really needs to help is we got to help Sam Ferrer out. Dave Ramtran out. We got to help Bill out. The Zonegans could use help. Henry Ratter had to pay for a lawyer, which he paid CU dues. There's 5 people. History repeats itself. More people are going to get screwed now. The CU is going to say that we're even worse now because we're bringing this up. Because you want to know why? Nobody likes the truth.
We called the
hold on, comment
people
here.
in the Up North Combine. We called the CU and told them we were not happy that things might happen and not be so good. And they told us, let you folks know, the Up North Combine has quite a bit of money in the bank. And also the CU has a lot of money in the bank. We have this on text or on the whatever you call that emails. We have that threat that you will not have a chance to try and fight us. We have that, and that's what their threat is.
Right.
So and all of us,
it's ridiculous.
We
it's
run
ridiculous.
around.
We run around like scared.
And you know
scared
what?
sheep. Can I read?
Yeah, go to the lawyer. You might as well take a damn vacation and forget about this shit.
Well, hold on.
Droppings.
If there is a lawyer that wants to work, we got a lot of work. You know what? We're going to give you all the proceeds. Give it all of it. Anyways, W.F. Sweenley says it's time that pigeoneers tighten up and fly pigeons and leave the politics to the politicians. The problem is, I'm a new flyer. I've been in it 4 or 5 years, and I like Gary Smith. Gary Smith doesn't exist in our area. Gary Smith has real good pigeons from what I heard. I don't really like his thought on things, but I'm going to kiss his little bum, and I'll follow what he says. Hopefully he gives me some pigeons. Even the calls. I'll take the calls for free. People are sheep. Hold on. Michael Peevler. We got a lot of comments here.
We got the fire going now.
You know, C clubs will change the border line to kick someone out.
That's right too.
Right? Well,
100%.
let's kick everyone out. Then no one's flying. Master Breeder, you guys sent me an email about your tour, right? Yes, I know your race. It's the nice big one. I'm going to come and see you. Yes, I'm going to call you first. Mike Parrish says maybe the five of you, put money together and get a lawyer against them. Hold on.
We're paying to see you.
There's not five of us. There's not five. If we were able to dig deeper and deeper and deeper,
there's a lot.
There's a lot. Hold on. Getting rid of, Mike Van Heck says, getting rid of the band cards was my decision when I was president of the CU. Well, Mike, I'm going to say it was an absolute boneheaded move to get rid of the cards. Number one, I sell pigeons, and if I don't give people the cards, or the card gets lost, or the mail gets lost with the original pedigrees, I get the cards are part of the rings. In all over the world, the cards are part of the rings. So, Mike, for a guy like you, OPP, following the rules, we're the cards. I want the cards.
Belong to the band.
The card belongs to the band.
They do it all over the world.
All over the world. But hold on. Here we are. Where are we? We're in Canada. You know what we're going to do? Why do we need the cards? Because you want to know why? MICKEYMOUSE. Guys, sing it. You're going to feel good when you sing it. I promise you'll feel good. Sorry, Mike. I'm going to disagree with you on this one. The cards need to be with the bands. Master Breeder, we need to build a loft in Zoom to grow the sport. Zoos. In zoos. We can't, it's a good idea to grow it in a zoo, but the zoo's full of government people, and I don't think that's going to work. Mike Parrish says, have the government do an audit and make they follow the guidelines of the CU. How long do people in charge? Wait, my reading's not good. How long does the people in charge in the CU hold their seats? They had one guy hold it for 22 years. You know what? Where's Hitler? I love it. Let's bring him in. 22 years of running something. Is it not run one way? I think in Pigeons, every year, everybody that was on the committee, you're out, a whole new group of guys. Next year, you're out, a whole new group of guys. Teach people how to run. Teach people how to do the liberating. Teach people how to organize. Get people involved. Why leave it for the wolves? Because once the wolves have power, they tell the sheep where to go.
Soon they hold that
Now,
stick.
I said to Mike, I don't like his his card decision. I'm vocal about this. Does that mean I like Mike or hate Mike? It's just my opinion.
This is a free country, and a free world.
By the way, every time I see Mike, I'm going to tell him, boy, that was a stupid decision. But you know what? I still need Mike to fly pigeons against. So great for Mike. What's the purpose of the band cards? It's the when you sell a pigeon, you put it on the pedigree, or you don't have a pedigree, you give it to the person that now owns the bird.
It's like when you're selling your car.
Yes.
Every car has an ownership, right? With a license plate on it. So if I want to give you my car, you will ask me, give me the ownership. Then it's my car. Sign the ownership over to me. Here it is. Now it's your car. You're responsible for your car. And this is what those tags are. The band is on the pigeon. The pigeon and the band, they're together. If I have your pigeon and I tell you this is the number, you're going to say it's my pigeon. Oh, no, it's not your pigeon. I've had it. Wait a minute, it's my pigeon. Okay, where's your ownership card? Where's the ownership card for this thing? That's what it's all about.
But I don't understand why in the world Canada, CU, is a part of the FCI. And the FCI makes the rings that go to Belgium, Holland, all over the world. You got to have an FCI ring. Where are my cards? Now, we got a couple more comments. These are good comments. Orange says, we need to read for Ryan. Of course you need to read for me. My reading is at about a grade 3 level. It doesn't really bother me. I'm actually quite proud on my reading in public. I've gotten a hell of a lot better. If I could go back to grade 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or 9, and have the teachers see me now, you know what they'd say? Boy, you've improved. Mike Parrish says, what are the guidelines to being banned? If you can spell Mickey Mouse, there's no real guidelines, because you can just get banned if there's a clickety click. Like a click is like the guys that have been running it for 20 years, 15 years, 18 years, the bum kissers, they're the ones that say what's banned and what's not banned. There's no real guidelines.
The problem, we had a situation here where we'd be shipping in our club on a Friday night. We'd be, hot dogs and have some cold drinks and have some good times together. And there was another club just down the road, had 20 members in it. And their club president said to club members, if the club members come after their shipping, come to visit our club and associate, which we had some members would come and associate after their shipping was over. They were told by their president they'd be no longer involved in that club.
Yeah, Mustafa.
In other words, out you go.
And I liked them.
Can you imagine that? Now, okay. This is supposed to be a free country.
Hold on.
These guys weren't bothering nothing.
Michael Parrish makes something great. Mm-hmm. Why not have another pigeon union in Canada?
Well, the CU union is part of, believe it or not, they are partly governed by the United Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. And the poor Queen Elizabeth, if she heard what was going on here, she'd be rolling in her grave right now. Maybe she is. I don't know. But they were part of the union. If we went to the high court, those people in that union would be in big trouble.
Now, Mike's going to say this. Most people never provide the ban card when they sold the pigeon.
Well, that's their fault.
Hold on, Mike.
It's illegal to do that.
Mike, I hate to say it, but we're breaking the rule. Now, if we can break the rule on that little Mickey Mouse card, take a look at where we're breaking the rules everywhere else. I told you, MICKEYMOUSE. Mike, the card should come with the birds. If you don't want to give the card to somebody, you don't see any value in it, that's up to you. But the union should say every set of bands goes out with the cards. And if the guy doesn't give you the card when he sells the band, I think that should be maybe a suspension. I don't care.
So who's benefiting? The CU's taking people's money in. They don't want to give an ownership card for the bird where all the other countries in the world do it.
Hold on. Alan. We don't know who Alan is. Let's give a shout out to Alan. We're paying for union dues. Okay, so Alan is setting the record straight. Guys, think of the word Mickey Mouse, and when I read this comment in my bad reading, you spell Mickey Mouse at the end. Alan says, the CU, that stands for the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, does not have elections anymore. Okay, wait, hold on. Wait, they don't. Can you guys hear Mickey Mouse there? I do. Hold on. They no longer publish meetings, minutes, and they haven't had an annual meeting for years. Why?
That's Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. But hold on.
It's a union.
We're all paying $50. We're not.
We're not, no.
$50 a year times, because all pigeon men are cheap. I'm cheaper than you guys. $50 a year
times 700 flyers.
Let's say 1,000.
Right.
How much is it?
350,000.
350,000 to keep a little store in Tilsonburg that the ground is only worth about $1,500 a year or $1,500 a month.
The store's on probably land that's polluted with oil.
Who knows? We're assuming. Yeah. Alan just.
And they don't have a minutes book. They don't have so that means they don't have meetings to say.
And hold on. History repeats itself. Mike Vanderyak told them, we don't need the band cards anymore because what's the value of it? Nobody gives them away. Mickey Mouse.
Why even ban the pigeons? Then?
Why? You know what I wonder? What's the value in a Canadian racing pigeon band? 0. Hold on. A lot of comments now.
Who is this Alan guy?
I don't know.
Is he on the executive?
No, I think Alan's been banned too.
There's nobody in the CU executive who come on and rat out themselves.
No,
that's the problem.
I don't think Alan's a good one. I think Alan's okay.
No, Alan's telling us the truth.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. I said, where's the minutes where people like us got thrown out? Where's the minute book? How many people were there? How many people voted?
Hold on.
What was the reason for the vote?
Mike Parrish says this. Is there any way to start an organization with people that get banned? Yeah, we would be like, we're like the island of misfit toys because we have an opinion. Not because we're bad people, because we stand up for what's right and what's wrong. And sometimes even what we stand up for, what we believe in right, maybe it isn't right, but we try. We push our feelings, whatever. Hold on. Now, the James brothers like the band cards. Lewis wrote the bird pedigrees on the back of the band cards. Mike, I understand, Mike, it's okay. You didn't think the bands were, the cards were worth anything and you got rid of them. Mike, it's okay. But everywhere in the world, Mike, they think about the card thing, that it's the biggest thing. In the big countries, they got to have the cards. You gotta have
pigeon flyers?
I'm not talking about what Lewis wrote. I'm not talking about what the James brothers wrote.
How many pigeon flyers in Belgium?
I don't care what the Jansen brothers wrote. I don't care about that. I'm caring about what the majority are doing around the world.
There's 10,000 pigeon flyers in the small country of Belgium, right? In this huge country of ours, we don't have 1,000. We don't even have 700.
Mike's asking, well, what if they lose the cards? I don't know. If the house burns down and the cards are gone, they lose the cards.
Well,
I get it.
Call the CU up and get another card.
When you buy the bands, it comes with the cards.
Be responsible. Call the CU. They'll give you a new card. Like if I lose my driver's license, I go to the ministry and I say I lost my license. They don't say to me, oh, well,
hold on.
I guess you drive now with no license. They issue me another license.
W.F. Sweenley says, selling a horse, you need papers. Selling a donkey, you need papers. Selling any live animal, you need papers. Now, hold on. If your house burns down, what do? Mike says you just do this. Watch this. Ready? Real simple, guys. Watch my shoulders now. It's okay. You can do that too. But hey, the union that you paid $50 for, you paid for your bands, you paid to be part of the FCI. The papers should be supplied. That's it. You do what you want with them. Burn them, smoke them, whatever. Hold on. We got more. Coming. Oh boy, she's coming now. Whoa. So they are non-profit for profit. Do they pay taxes? We don't know what they do. There's no meetings. There's no minutes. They're banding people. They're keeping money. They have a store.
How does someone get in to work with the CU then? There's no vote, no nothing. So all you do is go there, you see the girl in the window, say, hey, I'd like to be in the CU. I want to be a president. What do you think? Well, hey, I'll buy you a pizza. Okay, come on in, be a president. No problem.
Well, Mike Parrish is bang right on. How can there be an election if no one steps up? I'll step up to run the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union. How do I become one to make the sport better?
Buy a big
What do I got to do, Mike?
pizza.
Mike, what do I have to do? No one will run? Where's the election? Where do I sign up? Where do we make the sport better? Where do we help people like Dave, like Bill, like Sam, like all the other people that haven't had any help? Where are we going to help them out?
They're telling those people, you've been banned, Bill, Sam,
So,
Dave. You've been banned. And don't try and fight us, because I'll tell you why. We have enough money in the bank. Big time lawyers, their specialty in pigeon or fighting problems. We have it right on text. We can bring it out.
grab me that charger cord, please.
Yeah, this card.
Yeah, and
We have that.
And
that's a threat. And also,
grab me the longer one. Plug the longer one in.
they also say, do you know what happened to the whole club at the Pioneer Club?
So,
do you know what happened to the whole family?
I'm going to read this.
We got rid of the whole family. I'm going to tell you, that's what's happened to you guys. Don't try and fight us, because we'll get rid of the whole works of you.
You're grabbing
Sorry, guys.
Plug in the long cord. Now, Mike Parrish says, you'd be surprised if you ran the organization correctly. People would leave the CU. Might take a few years. Sure, it might. But when you love to fly pigeons, you're going to figure it out quick that you got to fly. We got another one. Master Breeder. I have a very nice cabin in the Loft facilities. I have stock with some of the best. I have his look at he's a good breeder. He's a good pigeon man. He says this right here. What? I love it. This guy gets Pigeon Man of the Year. Master Breeder Marathon. Holy jumping. Ricky, I'm going to read this. I have a very nice cabin at the Loft. That sounds nice. It gets better. I have it stocked with some of the best alcohol waiting. Holy jumping. I don't have to read the rest of this, guys. That's a Pigeon Man. Now, the birds come with a pedigree. Mike, you're defending the cards. Mike, I don't care if you got rid of the cards, Mike. You're not the president of the FCI. You don't make the rings, Mike. But I will say something.
The card
rings
is more valuable than the pedigree.
Right. The card comes with the rings. You let the people throw the rings out, give them to their kids as stickers, burn them. It doesn't matter. The bands and the rings, the cards and the rings come together. So I'm sorry, Mike. You're 101% on this one, Mike. Wrong. Even though the people can do what they want with them, they should get them.
See you saving money. They don't want to help people out for their $50 a year.
Hold on.
Now they're not making cards.
Hold on, Mike. The CU has advertised volunteers to run for the board for years. Mike, I can't get a hold of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union. My name is Ryan Zonigan. I live on 2651 Bloomington Road. I will work for the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union for free to help grow the sport, make the combines come together, and make the sport better. For free, Mike. You put my name up there, Mike. You're the man. You put it up. Your band idea with the cards was wrong.
Mike.
Do it, Mike.
Wait, take a word of advice from me.
Hold on.
I like you, Mike. Please don't do that. Okay? Do not do what he suggested, because, Mike, you will be banned from your combine down there, and you'll be banned from the CU, and you'll even be banned from the AU.
Hold on.
Maybe the IF, you'll be banned from them.
Now, isn't this funny?
Please, Mike, don't do that. Don't.
Mike Parrish, he's hitting home runs. The CU sounds like it's run like Russia. I'm going to tell you something. I feel real bad for Dave Ramstrand. I feel horrible for Samuel Ferreira. I feel bad for Bill. I feel bad for Mike Vanderyak that he can't help his union that he's been a part of since probably the 60s become great. And they're looking for volunteers. I travel around the world to bring pigeon racing to the world. I'm willing to work for free. Isn't that something, Mike? You got someone. Why don't you stick up for that person? Say, hey, maybe we should give this guy a shot. What do you got to lose, Mike? It sounds like the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union is being run into the ground, kicking out people that want to race pigeons, not defending people that are getting in trouble by their towns.
I've called down there with issues, wanting to speak with.
Look at Mike. Look at Michael Peeler says.
You know what they tell?
Maybe someone needs to report the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union to the FCI.
100%.
Holy jumping! You know what? Maybe we need to do?
Stand together.
Stand together. We should call Sam, Dave, Bill. I need Bill's name.
So I'm going to have you, Sam, Dave,
Bill
on the top,
and Henry
on the committee for the CU, whatever.
Yeah.
I've called there and I've talked. You try and get a hold of them, and that Susan comes on there. Hi, I'm Susan.
Hold on.
I'm sorry, but I can't talk to you now. I'm babysitting my grandchildren. Every time I phone, I'm babysitting my grandchildren.
Mike, you just wrote, everyone has a reason why they can't put their name forward. Mike, I would like to fly pigeons. I would like to help any union I can. I like to help the people fly pigeons better. I like to help educate people. I like people to see the world of pigeons so they become better, or they learn something, or they feel that they're not alone, Mike. You want someone to do it, Mike? Hey, I'll do it. Not everyone, Mike, loves pigeons. A lot of them like it. A lot of them like to sit on the outside. I'm in it to win it. Alan's back. Welcome back, Alan. The CU used to ask for nominations for elections, not volunteers. So I guess we stop asking. Instead of saying, if you're part of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, you have to take responsibility to participate. Isn't that right? You gotta take. People have to participate. I look in a combine, and I'm going to use the Up North combine because that's the one we flew in. They have the same liberators year in, year out. Well, nobody wants a job. Nobody wants a job. Nobody wants a job. No. Nobody wants a job. Andy Pilata, you liberated. Mike Van Kempen liberated, and Tony Elvis liberated. I'm just saying, you guys did a great job. Here's $50 off flying next year. We need 3 new people. These guys can't do it next year because if these 3 people die or quit pigeons or retire, we have no one to do the job. We need to have people learning the positions.
I heard the situation, and Mike, maybe you should look into this if this is correct or not. But Troy Spencer was a liberator on the Up North Combine a few years ago. And for some reason, he had to go to a wedding one Saturday. He couldn't make it to voice what he felt about the weather or liberation, whatever event. And you know what they did? They kicked him off the committee.
Yeah. For one race to go in for a wedding.
Yeah, they kicked him off the committee. Can you imagine that? Where's the minute book on that deal?
Well, hold on. Now, Mike again. Mike's saying, is Alan going to run for a CU director? Well, I'm going to be quite honest. Who would want to run for a CU director when look how it's already run? Who wants to dip their toe into that boat that's filling quick? Now, do I blame Alan? No, I don't blame Alan. But take a look at it, Mike. It's running to the ground. Mike, are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon? And this is a real question, Mike. I'm being honest. Are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member? I won't say much more until Mike answers that question, because I think that's a good question. Are you proud to be part of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union? I know a lot of people. I see there. You go to, you see motorcycles going down the road. They got their emblems on their coats, and you talk to them to tell you who they're part of, who their gang is, what unions people are a part of. The people tell you this. Mike, are you proud of this? Are you happy with the way it's run? That's a good question. And Mike, this isn't to rag on you and say you're a bad guy. We're just communicating here.
I'm just going to bring back that issue where that president told these two guys they weren't allowed to come and associate with us after their shipping at their club on a Friday night. That president should have been honestly, automatically eliminated.
And again,
done.
And again,
that's it.
And that guy is a part of the Up North Combine.
He's
the hierarchy.
He's right in there.
That
guy's right in there. So
hold on.
And if he's got people afraid in his club, that means this country is no longer becoming a free country. You're not allowed to do what you want.
Okay.
Respectively.
Hold on.
I don't mean going out breaking in cars and doing shit like that. No. Doing droppings like that.
We're talking pigeon racing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about pigeon racing. The guy, the president of that club, is now in this Up North Combine executive.
Hold on.
Starting to pollute.
Poison it.
The group. The group.
Dictatorship.
And when I told one of the guys who got told this, he didn't like it. Okay. It was due to religious reasons.
Hold on.
Well, I'm not going to get into that, what you call droppings, but...
We're bringing religion into pigeon racing.
That's a religious...
Hold on.
Dude, he told me that my opinion against that president was, because he's the same religion, was not good. Because I called him a certain name.
Anyways.
And he didn't like that. So, but that's what's getting polluted into the atmosphere.
Hold on. They are okay, Michael. I got a couple comments. Let me read them. Mike, I'm waiting still for your answer here. They are okay. Michael Peevler says they are not honoring their bylaws that are written. Michael Peevler, forest through the trees, forest for the trees. Guess what? You can see the boats taking on water. Michael Peevler, you're 100% right. They didn't honor anything they wrote down. History repeats itself. They lie. They take your money. They lie, and they follow the wolves. And the wolves tell the sheep where they're going to run. Michael Parrish says, you got to have limits on all organization. See, if not, it becomes corrupt. The Canadian Racing Pigeon Union is not corrupt. It's beyond corrupt. It is the worst organization in probably Canada. Hold on. Michael Vanderyak, off the top rope with Michael Vanderyak. The CU needs help, but someone has to set up an offer. Mike, we don't see eye to eye on everything.
But he's got a
Hold
good
on.
point. That's a
Michael,
good point.
I'll work with you. You want to work together at the CU, Michael?
We're gonna
work together. Hold on. We got more.
Lots of time.
Alan's firing it in. Back to Alan. At this point, my age and health prohibits that, Mike. But if I was young again, I probably would. Okay. And I get that. And Mike, you can say the same thing. You're too old, and I get that. W.F. Sweenley says, problem with any union, combine, federation, wherever, whatever it is, money, they don't want volunteers, rather to get paid for the work. It's not about the love of the sport anymore, but the position. Hey, you're 100% right. When there's guys that are running it 22 years in a combine, they feel like they're a king of 150 men. They actually think they're a king of something. Meanwhile, you go to a private, like, come to our house and have dinner, and 7 guys, and all they do is rip the president apart. But meanwhile, when the president sits in front of them, you know what they do? to do this. Ryan, Michael Parrish says this. Ryan, why did you and your family get banned? We don't have a vote on getting banned. We never got voted. There's no reason. We just said this isn't right. We need help.
Oh, yeah, and
We said
we had 7 people paid members,
and that got
and they threw us off. They threw us off the truck.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Bruce Maters wanted to make $2,000 to fly 4 teams of pigeons that should have been $800. And I said to him, "This is out to lunch. This is out to lunch.
We're not paying that.
We're not paying it. We'll fly the birds on our own." The next week later, our club members that were paid to Ken Foster
and Bruce Maters
had a meeting. We had the receipt.
We have a receipt.
We have a receipt. He banned our club because we wouldn't give him the $2,000. Because you know what Bruce wanted? Bruce wanted to do a new paint job on his boat.
Yeah.
Who knows what he wanted to do? I don't know. That's why we were banned. And you want to know what our problem was? We didn't fight fire with fire again and push harder and push harder. We pushed hard a little bit, but we had other things we had to do. No, we didn't.
This was a week before Young Birds.
Yeah, it was.
I called to see you, and at that time, Susan was talking to us.
Don't use her name.
Okay, and she said, we'll have to have a meeting on this because, Richard, we don't know if you're lying or not. So maybe Maters has a good reason to get rid of you, but we're going to have, hey, wait a minute. I don't mind having a meeting. Let's have a meeting, roundtable meeting. We'll all be there with all your executives and, then talk it over, then have a vote with your committee. Oh, what did she say? This was a week before Young Birds. Well, we won't be able to have the meeting for another month. Jerry's in the cancer ward. The other one's on vacation. The other one this and that. It's going to be a month. I said, well, wait a minute. We got 7 members paid up. They're training. They want to fly Young Birds. Well, you're going to miss the Young Bird race. The first, anyways, 100%.
Yeah, that was 100% right.
100% right. Let me finish. I said, sorry, but that means that we're all going to be out of speed average. Our club, our members that have worked hard. Well, that's the way it goes. I said, I think what you better do, my opinion, was let's hold the race. Now, all of a sudden, you think you're going to do it in a week. You're going to suspend us. Hold the race until you get this cleaned up. Or let everybody fly. And at the end of the season, when we've all finished flying, we get all our points, then you could sit down and we'll have a committee meeting and a vote whether you guys are bad guys or whether Bruce Maters did a wrong thing. But no, she didn't do that. We couldn't fly.
But because
that was
the problem was.
That was it.
The problem was we were talking to the secretary.
Susan.
Stu or Susan, whatever her name is.
Susan.
Poor secretary had to be put into that hole, eh? Because you want to know what?
She should have said.
If you want to see something amazing, go look at the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union presidents, vice presidents, board of directors, chairmen. None of them put their phone numbers down.
No. And if you email them, they don't answer you back.
Now, Mike Vanderyak, again, poor old Mike. I was on the CU board on and off for 15 years, from 82 to 2012. I'm retired. Time for new blood. You know what we call that, eh, Mike? Passing the old buck on. Why? You never answered, Mike. You answer a lot of questions. Are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member? That's a question I'm asking you. Now, I've asked it to you, and the people have seen this on the show. Why don't you respond to that? Do you want me to tell you why? Do you want me to tell you why? Mike can tell you when you said something wrong about Warner Vale, right? He told you straight, right? Bang to your face. Mike, you're not proud to be a part of this. I'll say it for you so you don't get your bum smacked. Mike, I answered it. Please don't answer. Mike's not happy. Mike's not proud. Rob Wong, does the CU still step in when someone cheats in a club, tries to cheat, i.e., polite, sweat, gears, clocks, blah blah blah? No, I don't know. No, the CU can't do anything. I don't think they're doing anything. They don't do anything.
I know they suspended a guy for not going to pick his bird up. They suspended him for the season, right? But we have a lifetime suspension. Lifetime.
Hold on. Mike Parrish is he's good. So you're not really banned from the CU. The club kicked you out. No, the combine didn't kick us out. I'm not going to put that on the 100 members in the combine.
No.
The president of the combine,
the Up North Combine,
was Bruce Maders. He talked amongst a few of his little cronies.
I would even know if he did that.
I don't know. But no, you know what? He wouldn't have done that either. Because what would you do with $2,000? Split it between 12 guys? Each make $100? No. That $2,000.
There was no vote. There was no meeting. No vote. No nothing. Just done. You're done.
You're done.
And now try and fight me. Well, we did. Called the CU. They told us we can't hold a meeting for probably a month. Races are going to start next weekend.
Hold on.
Well, sorry, you guys. I guess you guys are out of it. I said, no. Why don't you just hold the races till you get this solved? We got 7 paid members. Well, Mater said you're not paid up.
But
I got the receipt. I got the check.
But it is, if you want to see how history repeats itself, last year at the Board and Bond race in April, we went there and bought every pigeon. Halfway through the auction, bang, they stopped us. Pay the money. I'd never seen that in an auction. I thought that was quite insulting.
They stopped the auction.
Money was paid. Money was paid at the end of the auction. The president, Mario Rea, signed the paper. We got it up there. You can race in our race. When we showed up in September, we took your money, and now we closed the door on you. By the way, the Borden Racing Pigeon Club, the whole club, should be banned from the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union for 5 years. And they should do community service. And you know what? They didn't do it. Now, Mike, you're getting a little defensive, Mike. You did a great job from 82 to 2012, Mike. You did a great job. You answered this, Mike. If you call it passing the buck, so be it. Mike, I'm not saying that you passed the buck. You did a good job from your time. Do I agree with everything? Probably not. But you know what? You put your time in, and a lot of people don't put their time in. Mike, I'm going to ask the question again, Mike. Are you proud to be a part of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union today? How many times is that? How many answers is that? I hate to beat a dead horse, Mike. But you know what? I actually should say in our race, we don't accept Canadian Racing Pigeon Union bans. Because it's a lie.
I wonder what would happen.
It's a lie. It's not a real band. It's not a real union. It doesn't stand up for the people. And Mike, he did the best job that Mike could do in his time. And Alan, he's a bit too old, and that's okay. But to say that there's nobody that wants to help, there's people that want to help, but guess what? We're different. We're not accepted, Mike. We don't even get an opportunity, Mike. And do you want to know what? That's disgusting.
Wrongful dismissal.
You know, you almost have to say, for me to be a part of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, for where I've been, where I've gone, you're going to have to pay me to be a part of it. And I wouldn't do that, but you get what I'm saying. What a great show. Hold on. Shaquille says, make your own combine. Oh, it's easier said than done. We have to contact the FCI, and they're going to say, what's the problem? And man, why can't we just all fly pigeons and get along? There aren't many of us fanciers combines in the sport. And Master Breeder, you're right. We're not in a pigeon club. We're supposed to do our jobs. We're going to pick people in the club that we like. We're going to pick people that we can't stand. We're going to pick all these people. And what we have to do is all just figure out how to get together, race the pigeons, and go home. If you get into an argument, as long as you're not shooting people and causing a mega problem, let it go.
Beating them with baseball bats every weekend.
If someone, just, geez, but hey.
I watch NHL hockey. I've seen guys punching guys in the heads. I mean, I don't think pigeon men should do that, but I see them on the ice, and they're calling each other idiots and telling guys this and that. They get all upset, and they just get going, and they keep playing the game. And next game, they go and probably have a dinner together. Who knows, right?
Hey,
that's sport. That's sport.
Guys, look up Brad Marchand talking about Mitch Marner in an interview by the interviewers. Just watch it. That's pigeon racing right there, and they play every game against each other. Hold on, but Mike Parrish might be the smartest one of us all. Imagine if we just did this, like just put some time into this. And Mike Vanderyak still hasn't answered my question. Can you go to a court and have a judge decide if the CU is following its own guidelines? That would be quite interesting. How do we do that? How do we go to a court? Because the CU is part of, what did we say? Something with the.
It's part of the United Kingdom,
or
the royal thing. It's part of it. That's what I heard. They probably pay a certain percentage of their money goes to the Queen Elizabeth, right?
Or to something. I know, because Tony Elvis said something. We should go to do something of something. I remember that.
Yeah. It's like I heard guys that trap raccoon pelts. Every time they cash in a pelt, a certain amount of money gets sent to the United Kingdom, the royal family. Do you get me?
Right.
Not the royal, the establishment, the organization, right?
Right.
So they govern laws and stuff like that, right?
Right.
Right.
And you know what? I hate.
You have to go to a higher court. I don't know if you got to get a criminal lawyer or something.
I really hate to say the CU is bad. It's not bad. It's just not being run in a proper manner.
Well, sure isn't.
And that's because people don't want to volunteer.
The Up North Combine, the same thing, and same as that other combine where those 3 guys were booted out. Why were they booted out? What was the meeting that they had in that combine to decide about these 3 fellows that got thrown out? I know 2 were just recently. The other fellow, I don't know when he got booted out. But where was the minutes of the meeting that decided why these guys got thrown out? And what was the good reason why? We don't know. Did they get a suspension, maybe a month suspension? We don't know. They got thrown out for a month. Why did they get a month off? Why did they get a week off? Why? What did they do? Were they fooling around with the president himself? Like, you know what I mean? Or the president's wife? You know what I mean? But that's not pigeon racing involved. That's their own little private thing, if that's what they were doing. And you don't like it when Joe's fooling around with Harry, because I look and like Harry myself. Okay. But so what? He's flying pigeons. Let him fly the pigeons. Okay. That's it.
So Mike Parrish says, you guys fly in the United Kingdom, not Canada. No, we fly in Canada, but it's something to do.
It's governed.
It's governed with something.
It's like, for example, my friend, hold on a minute. We have the Queen's picture on some of our money. Why? Because we're part of the United Kingdom. That's why. Okay? So this is all part of the organization. Somebody over there, up there, they're watching us. We are like a franchise. Canada's a franchise of the United Kingdom, if that's what I could call it. So CU is part of this organization, like hunting licenses, driver's licenses,
So
all that shit.
Alan says this. Sounds like the court of public opinion, which is this shows has already decided it isn't following its own guidelines. So Alan says it's not even following its own guidelines. It's already been in a court.
Who, the CU has?
Yeah, they're not following their guidelines. This is what Alan's saying. Somebody
else has taken them to court?
I guess Alan says someone else has done this. They're not following their guidelines. My question again to Mike Vanderyak. Are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member? Mike Parrish says, where is the meetings and the notes that banned you? You guys could fight it for sure.
There's no meetings.
There's none. There's none.
None at
but
all.
When we try to get in, they just block us. Block us. Just move to the U.S. I hate to tell you this. We bought in 2007, no, 18, 19. Was it 19 or 20? No, in 2021, the American Racing Pigeon Union. I was a part of it. I was a part of the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union and the American Racing Pigeon Union. I purchased 2,500 AU rings. I sold them here in Canada for a band race, which we sold 1,700 rings for. Thank you to the people who supported that. When we got banned from the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union for no reason, the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union called the American Racing Pigeon Union and told them to ban us as well. We got banned for not doing anything to the American Racing Pigeon Union. I have to say something. Thank you to the people at the IF. So, America, the American Union, I'm going to tell you something. They're dirty too. I hate to say this. Bought the bands from them. I got the receipts. I answered you. Mike Henriak says I answered you. You just didn't like my answer. Canada needs a national organization for multiple or reasons. People need to step up. Mike.
That's not the answer.
Mike. I hate the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union. It's not run correctly. It's okay. Stand on my own feet. I'm going to take hot water for this and never get in. Mike, are you yourself, Mike Vanderyak, are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member in the state that it's in today? Answer that. I think that's okay, Mike. You can say you're proud, or you can say that you're not proud.
Mike,
you're not happy.
Don't tell us what you think, because you're going to be banned from the CU, my friend.
Mike Parrish says, I'm calling tomorrow. Oh, and they will say one thing to you if they say anything. In 2022, we had our money bans where you could be a CU member, an IF member, an AU member. You had to put a legal band from a union on one leg. So your band. So Mike Parrish, whatever your band was, you could purchase from us money bands. They were part of no union. They only had the price of what the bird's entry was into the race.
Yeah, we had $2.
We had $2, $5, $10, $20, and $50 bands.
Wasn't there hundreds?
And the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union told the AU that we are selling counterfeit rings. By the way, look at all of our adverts. They're on our pages. Your birds have to be double banded. They have to have an organization ring, and they have to have our money ring to participate. Rob Wong says, and you can call them tomorrow, Mike. You can call them and let us know. Ryan, something sounds crooked about how you said you got banned for buying bands from the AU because the CU said you were banned. Well, I just told you what the CU did to the AU. They called them and said we were selling counterfeit bands, and we ordered another 2,500 rings. By the way, all the rings were paid for. I don't know how many clubs ordered 2,500 rings, but we did. Anyways, Master Breeder Bill Bowo was a friend of mine, great pigeon fancier and a great lawyer. Also a founder of the World of Wings. I guarantee you could be voted in the USA Club and then write a letter to the AU. You want me to tell you something? We're talking pigeons again. Look at how corrupt everything is. Mike Vanderyak. As I said, the CU needs help. No one will step up. The entire membership is responsible for the current situation. That's still not the answer I'm asking you. Mike, are you proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member in the state that it's in today?
He just told you.
No, I'm not proud, or I am proud.
He just told you.
Why can't you answer it in a simple way?
If his own family member was not operating in a proper fashion, would you be proud of that family member, really?
And I'm not trying to pick on Mike. I'm just saying, you know what I see? Do you know what I see here with Mike's answers? They're perfectly on the fence. I didn't say I'm not proud. I'm not saying I am proud. I am proud. I'm not proud. I am proud. I'm not. You're playing around the guidelines. Mike, you answered the question. You don't have to answer it anymore. I will speak on behalf of what I think of what you're saying.
He's not proud.
He's not proud. And you want to know what, guys? This is when you go to the board and bond race and there's 50 guys sitting there and 3 guys stand in front of you and say, you're not coming in. And you helped Wally Bielek. You helped Tony. You helped Bill. You helped Mike. You helped Ron. You sold him birds. You did this. You did that. Not one of them will stand up beside you because you want to know why? If they stand up, they get put on our side of the fence. And you want to know why? They don't stand up because they don't want to be on the other side. They don't want to stand up for right or wrong. They just want to say, like Wally Bielek says, he says it, I don't want no problems. I'm here to just fly pigeons. And that's right.
I'm not standing up for you. I don't care if you get beaten in the parking lot. I wouldn't help you out, and I won't help even if your wife's getting raped by 5 of the guys. I won't help her. I just want to fly pigeons. That's it.
Right,
when he went to the bathroom, he found these little balls in the toilet.
Right, and unfortunately, they all do the same. And you see what Mike just said. He couldn't give me black or white. Last year at the cornfield, I lost the pigeons. Wasn't the time of day. Wasn't this. Wasn't that. I lost the pigeons. That's okay.
You know what?
Are we having fun yet? Do you want me to tell you? We tried to show pigeon stuff tonight, and the crowd was as flat as a pancake. So you know what we like, eh?
Drama.
We all like drama. And unfortunately,
the truth hurts.
I say it, and I come back to where this all stems from. Is a man that got kicked out of one union, Chairman Samuel Ferreira.
Chairman.
Wow. He had the cojones, the nuts, and the balls to write chairman. And you're going to write that. You better stand like a chairman. Hold on, look in the bottom. You got his email there. You see there's no phone number.
No phone number.
You got banned from the EOC probably for wrongful doing. But you banned all the AU members and the IF members and whatever nonsense. You haven't yet been banned from the up north. And I hope if you get banned from the up north, because they don't like your mustache, they don't like your eye that twitches a bit, or the color of your pigeons, or your voice, or how you wrote chairman, I hope someone sticks up for you. Because I think it's wrong that you're kicked out of the EOC.
We don't.
But you kicked out all my friends in the AU. You kicked out all my friends in the IF. So you know what? Take down the chairman. MICKEYMOUSE. That's it. And I hate to do this, but hey, you see it there in black and white. This was a good show. We showed Tracy's birds. Phenomenal. We had 2 one-loft race, the Tar Heel and the Master Breeder. They both need birds for their race. Let's get to race. Master Breeder, he built a beautiful loft. What can I say? The Canadian Racing Pigeon Union, we found out that there's been 5 or 6 people that have been banned. We found out that someone that was on the committee is not proud to be a Canadian Racing Pigeon Union member. And he was in the union since '82. We found out tonight that the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union needs help and no one will volunteer. We found that out. And Mike Vanderyak says, I want to talk about loft darkening.
Oh, it's getting dark. I think we better just hit the hay.
All right. So, Mike, we're going to talk about darkening. That will shut us up. So, next week, we're going to talk about darkening of young pigeons. Mike, you're going to lead the crusade. Guys, you guys did great tonight. And you know what? I feel bad for the people that were banned. I feel bad that Mike is disappointed in the union. How do we make it better? And find out about the AU guys. Let me know.
Call the CU up and ask them to see the minutes, the minute book, why we were banned. Our whole family was banned from the CU. 3 people in our family banned. That's you. Phone the CU. Find out where's the minute books. Where's that meeting? Why they were banned? Call the Up North Combine and ask them where's the minute book? Why we were banned. My daughter called the new president of the Up North Combine. He just took over from whatever his name was, Bruce Hitler. And she asked him why. He said, I don't know. I'm the new president. Well, can you please look into it for us? Because we'd like an answer. You're the new president. That means a new delegate that's going to take on and be responsible. And he said, it's not my problem. It's not my problem. Well, right there, you can just see. What's the guy's name?
Hold on.
Brian or something?
Hold on.
Right.
As W. Sweeley says, Ryan, I think it's time you move to Belgium. It sounds like you are more welcome there. Isn't that odd? If you were banned in one country, why aren't you banned in all the countries? Hey, it's exactly what you say. It's a joke. Hold on. Now, Mike Vanderyak says, I started darkening May the 2nd. I will have more to report next week. Let us know next week. When I think of darkening, I say when the days hit 11 hours of daylight, you better start to get them in the dark.
I don't even want to talk about darkening tonight.
We're not doing darkening.
I'm not in the mood for this tonight. Change the subject. When I have a concern at the table with my kids, we talk about the concern. We started talking about a concern, and I want to finish it, or let's go to bed, go have a nice sleep.
Okay, hold on.
And if my kid don't want to listen to me about the concern, he's going to get a smack in the side of the head.
Hold on. Right. Mike Vanderyak says the Up North Combine got a new Bruce.
A new Bruce.
Who's the new Bruce?
He sure don't have a good broom to sweep with, though. He's sweeping with some other broom. So the way I look at it.
Hey, actually,
he couldn't answer, and he wouldn't even look into it. I'm sorry, ma'am. I heard you had a problem. I will look into that. Yes, please. I want to see where the meeting was, the decision.
We're gonna do this, Mike. Next week we're gonna start talking about darkening. We're gonna do that for next week for Mike. Bruce Badon. Now, Mike Vanderyak you're calling that Bruce Pigeon is the same like Bruce Maters. I would watch what you say, Mike. I don't know Bruce, but I would watch. I would watch because I don't want Bruce to come after you and smack your bum. Don't want that to happen, Mike. Alan says, don't move. I like you right here, and your family are always welcome at my house, Alan. Alan, I don't know who you are. I don't know if I've ever met you. But hey, no problem. And I promise you, Alan, there's going to be one day that I'm going to say something that you don't like. Oh, and then Mike Vanderyak you know what I like about Mike? He's so cheeky, eh? It's like Mike Vanderyak's one of those guys that'll fart in the room, right? And he'll just play it off like it wasn't you. Mike says, same name, not the same person. Well, see, Mike, when you're reading something.
Not the same person. It's a different guy. He's got the
same
first
name. Same name,
yeah.
not same person. That's what I said. Well, I don't know who Bruce is.
Well, he's not doing his job because
so
we inquired in there about.
No, we didn't. We
did inquire. Leah, my daughter, she called him for what they call giggles, and just to see what he would do being a president of the Up North Combine, and he just shrugged it off.
Like,
she don't bother me. Yeah, she called him. She told me. He just shrugged it off.
Unfortunately, you know what?
Yeah,
like you know what I'm going to do.
He doesn't want to know about it. He doesn't.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do?
Right.
I am going to contact Bruce on a video chat call.
Right.
And I'm going to record. I'm going to tell him he's going to be pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to figure out, how do I become an Up North Combine member? How do I become a CU member? How do I help out the sport?
He don't want to be bothered. You give it a try.
Well, what do you guys think? We're going to see, Mike, if you said same name, not the same person. Well, Bruce Maters, he's a 0 out of 10. Let's see what Bruce Pigeon is. Mike Vanderyak says, the CU members are required to be... UNC members are required to be CU members. You have to solve the problem with the CU first. Well, who's the president? Who's the this? The only person you talk to at the CU is the woman that answers the phone that sells you your bands, finds your lost bird. That's all you talk to. If you want to talk to the Canadian Racing Pigeon president, you can't. You have to go by email. He never answers an email. How do you fix that, Michael? Michael, maybe you can contact, because you're a member. Maybe you can contact, because you were on the board. Maybe Michael can contact us.
Maybe all he wants to do is fly pigeons.
Yeah, but
all he wants to do is fly pigeons.
How in the world can you be a part of something if you can't get a hold of anybody? And if you were never actually banned, how come you can't get involved? It sounds like Mickey Mouse to me. And at the end of the day, who wants to be really a part of this? But you have to be a part of it if you want to fly a pigeon. You know what I think? I think flying pigeons is almost... It's the stupidest sport I ever seen.
It's Mickey Mouse.
It's Mickey Mouse. You know what? I kind of like watching the powders clap on the roof. I kind of like watching the rollers roll. I kind of like watching the pigeons eating the grass. Because you want to know what? They give me no headache. I like when the hawk hits one.
It's entertaining too.
Yeah. But you know what I don't like? I don't like Mickey Mouse pretend rules.
When they got dictators.
Okay, so hold on. You guys must lawyer up. It seems like it to me. Okay, you guys, should we start a GoFundMe page? Because I'm not going to pay for this. It's ridiculous.
And we can get some of the guys that maybe GoFundMe, like, you know when they go to the bathroom, they got those little balls that come out, little round balls. Maybe they can dip in, but they only.
But what are we going to do with a lawyer? They're just going to ignore the lawyer.
The lawyer just going to suck the money out of the pot.
That's all the lawyer's going to do.
That's it. Oh yeah.
Well, you know
Unless
what we're
there's
gonna
a
do?
lawyer out there that wants to come and do it.
Yeah, you know what?
We'll pay him a commission on what he can bring us back, maybe, you know.
No, we give the lawyer all the money he wants. Just work for free. I don't want any money. What are you gonna get? Where are you gonna get money from?
Well, maybe I get a new pigeon basket or something. Anyways, I've had a great night.
It was a good one.
Really good.
It was good. You know what? We were fired up and we had fun. And you know what? We got the ball rolling.
The ball's rolling.
Our one Loft race, we're running it to the end of June. Get your birds in, guys.
We're taking birds in till the end of June.
The end of June,
and
we're
then
taking
it'll
them
go
in.
on. Then it'll go on.
Then it's going to go on. Birds are doing great, healthy, they're broke, they're moving well. And the best thing is, I don't care if we have 60 pigeons or we have 600. We run the race as we run it every year. We give it our best. We take you along for the ride. And that's why every race in America that's doing videos, doing basketing, doing updates the way we do it, they learned it from the pioneer. And as Fabio said, you guys are the real pioneers of virtual pigeon racing. Hey, that's Ricky. I'm Ryan. We'll be on next Monday night where we talk about darkening. I'm going to bring some young birds in to show, some of our own. And you know what? We're going to go from there.
And remember, watch your pigeons.
And guys,
a little bit of string on their feet can really foul them up. That's only one thing I noticed. Could be something else I'll notice tomorrow.
And one more thing. I don't want to throw Mike Vanderyak under the bus. He did not say he was proud. So don't castrate him. Don't ban him.
Please, Bruce, if you're watching. No, Mike's not in the Up North Combine, is he? You're safe.
Wait, hold on. Mike has the last word. I'm not even reading it, Mike. Anyways, guys, thanks for flying with me. Have a great evening. We'll see you next Monday.
Have a good one.
Was it as painful for you as it was for me?
Hopefully
No,
you guys
it was
can
great.
fall asleep now.
Alan, I don't know. Get your birds up to our race. You know what? You can be the liberator at our race. Thanks for flying with me, guys. Good night. Bye for now.